doing something over at the school.
Yeah.
Is there like a board meeting over there or something?
Busy all the way around.
That's what it needs to look like.
You just need some retailers downtown. Yeah, you can have, yeah. I don't think I got one, but I'll look else is here. Nothing else. You guys pick whatever you want to start with. You don't really have a.
Start at the top of the list, I guess.
Yeah.
You got the list?
Well, I thought I did, I can't find it.
I'm having
The list that
That's
I
what she-
sent,
Yeah.
I've got it.
I had streets
Yeah.
and.
I had the snowman running
Oh,
in the back
that's snowman?
from one of the snowmen's on Main Street.
Poor guy, lost his storm.
Better than an arm. Some of them lost arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have, like, you don't have a copy of the, like, agenda?
We don't
Whatever
have
that
a
you
gen, we don't.
Well, the
yeah.
list that you,
No, I didn't.
I have kind of a copy. It's just a
I'm not
note.
gonna be able to, my emails are not, it's
Well.
spinning out. Thank you, ma'am.
You're
I
welcome.
have streets, and I was talking about materials, the street repair, future bonds. And I think,
You sent that to me.
yeah, I think
I
the,
have this if you want to just jot it down. That's what I had.
Okay, awesome, thank you.
this
There it
is
is, I got it digitally.
explaining what everybody is
You
saying.
need paper?
Thank you.
Oh, yes, you got paper in your
We've got,
So, at the last meeting, we had a gentleman here from Ransom Group. And if you guys didn't keep a copy of this, I can give you, I made other copies.
I've got it.
I've got it at home, but,
Okay.
or, yeah.
You need one, Mary?
no, I think I got one.
Okay. You need one? This is what I think is fine.
I do.
Right,
As long as the
we'll
copy you
share
have
here.
says
We
page
got it.
1 in red. It is
Yeah.
the current one.
Oh, gotcha.
I originally printed another one and he sent an update. I think I got everybody switched out, but
Anyway, what I want to refer to is page 6,
That's the same one.
option 3. And this is just my idea of moving camping and keeping it going forward.
To page 3?
Now, page 6,
Page
option 3.
6. Okay.
And we have a current street bond. And I can't tell you if that's the First Street bond. I'm assuming it probably is. I think that's the only one we have.
That's what,
First Street.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, this gentleman, what is his name? The guy with...
Larry from
Larry,
Ransom.
yeah.
Mhm.
He told us that we could add an existing bond onto, and we could add another bond and just keep this one going.
Right.
So, I just want everybody to keep that in their mind when we start talking about working on these streets. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff going on with streets coming up this spring. We've got the KDOT. Hopefully back here by the church, we've got that going. But I mean, I just want to keep the momentum going because
Now,
we need street repair.
Is
So-
there any advantage to wrapping that bond up with the new bond? Is it, or does it just make it easier for payments?
I think it just makes it easier. I don't think it does.
There's no change in interest or anything else on there that we're aware of? We don't have the current interest on that new.
Not that I've seen
I
from
haven't seen it either.
on that.
We
I-
talked,
sewer.
I thought there was one in
There
there.
wasn't.
they
I could be
talked about
wrong.
a couple different rates, but
options.
Yeah, I don't think it was dialed in yet as far
Let me look on email and see if they've said anything as far
Anyway,
as.
that's just what I wanna
for
bring to
26.
the board tonight is moving Canton forward. That's all I hear
15
about
year
from
option.
anybody is
And that's what we're
streets, so,
talking about doing.
um,
You know, we thinking Second Street is gonna be our first adventure.
I mean, most
It is the
likely,
worst street in town.
yeah.
I'm just asking for opinions here.
It's gonna be your most expensive one according to Austin.
Sure.
Well, and if we're gonna
The
do a bond,
longest.
we wanna do the
Yeah.
most expensive one, right?
Was there any part of Second Street involved in the drainage project, or was it just a
Just the
U-shape,
curb on Second Street from
the first
Railroad
block
to
there?
McPherson.
Okay.
That's the only thing that
I
was
couldn't
on
Yeah,
there.
cause they said
remember
it
what
was
was on
just
that map.
curb, not street.
Yeah.
However, we do want to make sure the drainage is under control before we even consider
Oh, yeah.
major street issues, or we're just wasting our money.
Exactly.
But we are working on the drainage issue.
With the drainage grant that he proposed wouldn't be till 28, 29.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just telling you that, that's fine. I just want you guys to know that date too, that's another 3 years out.
Well, if we're looking at doing Second Street, we're 2 years out anyway.
Are you?
Well, we have to.
They're looking for 27 money. This bond will come up this year, and 27 money will come in July, right? For a 27 project to start in the spring of 27.
After we pay on the new grant for a certain period of time, I think it was 5 or 7 years, it opens us up for another $1 million that we would have access to. Remember something to that effect?
There's like a second round
There's-
bond
yeah,
after, you're talking about the Main Street?
Yeah, yeah.
Because there was a second round of that.
Oh, you're talking about the fix-up thing for
Mhm.
the McPherson. Yeah, there's a part 2 round.
Yes.
But we also have to, did he not say that they're gonna look more towards, business district and
Mhm.
they're not, the residential isn't going to really be anything there, yeah.
So that next grant that you go for could be the sides of Main Street. If
Could
they're
be.
wanting more business district, you know, you can show the improvements that it's made
Yeah.
off of Main, now let's fix Main. It's just options.
Yeah, because he did say you wouldn't be able to apply for the second round until the first round was complete, so.
Or
Yeah,
he said started or
Yeah,
completed.
yeah.
So where are we at with our water line, with our water mains, with all that being thrown out there?
The last email I have said we are hoping to hear back February at the earliest, so we should hear back soon.
And that is for the mains that will go down Main Street?
Yeah, that was for the grant, the Kansas Water Office grant.
And-
Yep, I actually just looked at that email yesterday, and that was the last update, and that was from when we originally applied, which I think it was dated September.
And
Because if we are gonna go for Main Street money, it would make sense to do the water mains ahead of.
doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but it don't. I mean, they'll shoot a bore.
Yeah, it's expensive though,
It's,
So is the
if you
Everything
count
is-
in
yeah.
trenching and repairing the street, I mean, it's really not that much. I mean, it's probably hand in hand. You got a little less labor involved, but you got a little more money involved. Vice versa. The other thing is I heard that they're moving to add $25 million to that Kansas Water Office fund. So they're working on it. I don't know if it'll go all the way up to the top and be signed, but they're looking at adding $25 million to that.
Where are we at for the drainage? We got postponed.
Waiting on our geologist. And Doug Getz had sent out an email basically asking where are we standing on that. We need to start moving forward, and so we're waiting on an email back.
We have to get access to the property to do the test run, correct?
And yeah.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be sending me an email with everything that I need to take to
Okay.
said landowners and then
Okay.
basically get approval.
Okay.
But I'll have to work with Reese a little bit on that, just so that way, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so
Right, right.
I'm not gonna get in trouble with the contract.
I just verified to circle back, the Kansas Water Office application was submitted in September, and they said we would hear back February at the earliest.
Okay,
So hopefully we'll hear soon then.
good, good.
And that was only for technical assistance. That was not to
Right.
replace anything.
Right, that was to get started, basically.
And then once we got the technical assistance and engineering done, then the next year we would apply again for the project.
Since water kind of slipped into a street topic, where are we at on our towers?
I haven't heard anything either. They're working with, McGuire's working with Next Tech to figure out what tower they're gonna do first and where to move all of the tower antennas. It's gonna cost Next Tech like $8,000 or $10,000. So I don't
That's
know.
what I'm wondering is, are we paying money and they're not doing anything?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, they've came and looked at the towers a few times since we agreed to paint them,
Right.
but
They were supposed to start them when, early last year or the previous year?
not
No.
early last year.
I
Like,
thought it
very
was-
end of last year.
Yeah, I thought
And they were
nothing would
only
really
gonna do
happen till
one.
this spring.
Okay.
Well, at first they talked about doing one in the fall and then one in the spring, so that way we can, alternate payments. But then they had some contractor problems
Yeah.
and lost like 7 crews. And they moved a lot of people around. So,
We did pay them once last year, that was for our next payment. They have not sent us anything yet to pay for this year.
Okay.
So we haven't made the payment yet for the work for this year.
Yeah, you always gotta wonder if they take the money and then go, oh, we'll file it for bankruptcy, and, you always gotta keep that in mind.
Well, that's all I had on there, guys.
I mean, yeah, it's all up to you guys, whatever you put the additional bond on streets, where you want it. I mean, if you are worried about drainage, then my next street would be, is probably go to either like a park street or something like that, just because we do a lot of activities over there.
That would be another street to consider too, since it does get a lot of traffic and we do have a park there. Should we start looking at doing something with Park Street?
I'm just saying, like, that's just an alternative that I thought of.
And not just because I live on that street, at a minimum, I would like to see in front of the park
Yes.
get some love, just because it is where we have a lot of things going on.
The whole street's terrible.
It is really.
It's awful.
It
I
is.
live on it,
I know, it's awful.
But
You
I'm
don't even
saying-
know what street, what part's street and what part's grass. I mean, it's a joke. It's awful.
It's honestly, I mean, in front of where I live, you can see the dip where the
Concrete.
gutter, for lack of a better term, is supposed to be. It's been grass since we moved in there. But that being said, we have a lot of events that at a minimum, I would like to see that concreted in front of the park at a minimum. You know, when we do walk off the streets, when they have the Kids Fest there and those sort of things, when they have the car shows getting into the park, making things easier. We have a lot of events, and I think it's kind of, to me, like Main Street. We want it to look nice. In front of the school, in front of our park, and on our main drag.
I mean, was there an actual uptick in events last year? It seemed like it to me. I mean, there was people trying to do more
We had
things.
2 Kids Fest, Heritage Days, Halloween thing.
The park renaming ceremony thing, but that happened
Right.
at the
That
same
was
time.
Heritage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that
and
was
then
Heritage
You've
Days.
got the storybook walk. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got some things going on there.
Mhm.
You're looking at doing some upgrades, putting in some trees and
Painting.
there's some, the painting. I mean, we're trying to do
There was
something.
probably 5 to 10 people in the park when I got home from work today. I mean, it's used a lot when it's nice out, you know?
So it would make sense that that's something we ought to consider. Yeah.
And they're looking at doing something the 3rd of July, you know, in that park. We're just, I love it. I love that there's more activity there,
Yeah.
100%. And so you gotta consider too, not just us that are residents, is what I mean by us, that use that, but they invite family and friends to different events, and to me, it's kind of like our Main Street, you know, it's really nice.
I mean, Second Street,
But there is a drainage issue as well,
there is, yes.
because it becomes a pond there at the end at Miller's Place, right there on the corner.
It's true, yeah. And
It's a drainage issue,
new
right?
curbs.
Yeah. I mean, Second
area
Street,
has
we know
curbs.
that all we can really do
That
at this
area
point,
has curbs.
short of redoing
But
Second,
not all the
is,
park on Main. No, I mean, it does. They're just crap.
keep trying to patch Second Street, it's not gonna hold up, we know that. I mean, we
There's no
just,
more,
you know,
there's no patch.
you're dumping stuff into holes and then a hole pops up right next to it, so it's just terrible.
I mean, that's every street, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but Second is,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah. So,
It's almost
Second
more like a
Street
dirt
and
road
in front of the
that
park is what we gotta start looking at, I guess. So, what will that do if we do something in front of the park as far as drainage goes? Is that gonna be encompassed in what we're working on now?
The grant that we're gonna go for drainage over there on First and Railroad, that will help some.
That would help some?
Mm-hmm.
Will that get it under, that will get it under Main Street and go in that direction?
For what, I'm sorry?
The park.
Would they consider
It's
that part of the
housing.
business district? Probably not.
It might consider
It-
it's a public area.
KDOT.
If you could,
Yeah.
you know, if you could say, we have a lot of events there with a lot of food trucks and stuff like that to incorporate, maybe.
When you
'Cause
were
they
talking
get
about
tax
that one
dollars
thing
off
too,
of
that has
too,
to do
don't
with
they?
parks and stuff, right?
There's a different
Yeah.
grant for that.
Okay, so that's where you get these grant writers involved and see if they can find a way to twist things around to where it'll work for us.
It is a public area, so
Yes.
that might be
Yeah.
a benefit as far as that we can use.
Okay.
I have one more thing about streets, but, and I don't know if any of you know this or have heard it or whatever, but I've been told by a few different people that west of Kansas on Railroad, that I guess when they put the tower in for the communications for EMS, fire, whatever it is for, that supposedly there's a contract somewhere that they were supposed to redo that whole road. I don't know where it's at. I've never seen it. I've never read anything about it, but.
Who is they?
Well, I'm not gonna say a name.
Like, they were supposed to.
As residents of this town.
No, who was supposed to replace the road?
He's not gonna say who.
The tower communication
Yeah.
people.
Oh,
We gave that land, I guess supposedly just to them to do that with.
Okay.
And in trade for that, yes, they pay us per year, but they were supposed to
Don't have a contract.
redo the road.
Well,
We don't have a
we don't
contract.
know if we have a contract.
I don't know.
I looked in the
when did they
folder
put that up?
for that tower. Granted, it could be anywhere else, but there is nothing in that folder about the road. There's information about the payment for the tower, but there's nothing else.
Does we contact them and see what they have as far as their contract?
I honestly don't think
Well,
it's
what-
really ever
You know, I can see it. The problem is who went into that agreement?
I just brought it up so that
No,
way
no,
it all
no.
was
I'm
in
just
your
asking
guys'
questions so we
heads.
can, like, I need a starting point on
Yeah.
that. I'm not asking you to, like, throw out names, because I know exactly who you're talking about. So the problem is was it just verbal? Because if we don't have it in writing, if it is who I think it is, there may be in there that they would maintain the road.
I never think that was their
No,
guys.
no, Mary, it wouldn't surprise me
Well,
if
I
they said
don't
it.
know.
but them doing it's another story. And I know there are issues with a particular company right now. So that's what we need to find is maybe the contract. Would you even,
Good for bargaining.
when was that, when we switched over?
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
You want to-
Somewhere between 15 and 20, 19, 15 and 19.
I feel like radio was purchased by 19 or 20, so it would have
Because
been
I was
prior to
working at
that.
McPherson full time just before I ever went to the clinic. But that,
Yeah.
I can't narrow it down more than that. Between 15 and mid-19.
Yep.
I just thought I'd bring it
Definitely
up.
before COVID, so I'm gonna guess.
Well, it certainly needs to be explored.
Yep.
So the initial motion for this was April 2019. And it was Terry Gribble made the motion, Gabe Griffith seconded. And it was to work with McPherson County to put a radio tower at the city's burn site. Earl was mayor, Linda was clerk.
Says nothing about street maintenance or.
Not in here.
Maybe talk to some of these people and.
Oh,
Says there's a building permit. I don't recognize the company. It was sent to Edge Consult. I don't know.
that might have been the builder though.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Why would they name change that street, is my question.
Maybe there's something
The one
heavy
industry
equipment
they
on
have
it.
in it.
Just to get to their tower, I would
Mhm.
buy us some, but I don't know.
I mean, my only thought would be is if you just gave them the land, I don't know. Maybe it was something that they were like,
I think that there was something that had to be done, wasn't it, as far as towerizing it? I mean, it had to be done.
That's worth looking into to see what we
I can,
find.
I mean, I'll check with the fire chief, and the fire board and see if any of them remember that and see if that gets us somewhere.
When in 2019?
April was the motion from the council meeting. May, they had to put, the company had to put a notice in the paper.
May of
Something.
19?
Yeah, something to do with the effect of properties in the area.
Earl was the mayor then, Terry and Gabe.
Who else is on council?
Well, Terry mentioned he was one that motioned.
They're both Gabe and Terry.
And you're talking which road? They're supposed to maintain the road out to the burn site, is that what you're telling me?
Probably.
Is
what
that,
I've been
I mean,
told.
okay, I'm just verifying the road.
Yeah.
It was Gabe Griffith, Daniel Perry, Terry Gribble, Candy Krieg, and Charles Lance. And then Earl was mayor. And at the time, Julie McClure was with McPherson County 911. She was the emergency management, but she is not there anymore.
Okay. Worth looking into.
Who was the, can you give me the name of that company again, just for reference?
Edge
Edge?
Consulting Engineers.
Are we ready to move along?
I think so. Jump to the tires for grader and get that out of the way.
Sure.
Um,
I think you were giving handouts on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's two different buy ratings on the tires, and there's a considerable difference in cost. I don't understand why 14 ply wouldn't be acceptable. It's a heavier tire.
I was gonna say, wouldn't 14 ply be thicker than?
Yeah, and they're quite a bit less money for the 14 ply, so.
Hmm.
Is it 12 ply on the front and 14's on the rear?
They said they'd do 14 all the way around.
Yeah, but what's on it now is like 12.
12's on the front,
14
14's on
in
the
the rear.
back.
So we just go 14 all the way around. Tires on that grader are, the front tires are, they're all worn out, but the fronts are weather checked and cracking and starting to peel and.
How big are those tires?
But
Like a tractor tire?
like if I stood beside it, they probably come up to here, a little taller maybe.
I need one of those. Well, take that disposal down to 5 instead of 4,
Oh, you
6.
need one?
I need one.
Well, that'd help.
Yeah, take $45 off of both estimates.
Could we use the one at the park?
It's possible.
You were talking about.
Could make a sandbox out of one. Out litter box.
I was gonna say, you better back up there, cause it's gonna be a notorious cat box, I'd watch.
That's
Or
not a
other
good
things that we
idea.
don't wanna know,
Yeah.
when people get drunk, so,
That's
yeah.
not a good idea.
Okay, so we're gonna put this on the regular meeting schedule for,
Yeah,
okay,
that'd be fine.
okay.
Make a note so that I don't forget
I
that.
don't know, I mean, you gotta have
That's
tires to
the
make it run.
Grader
right?
tires.
And I have called another place, but they don't. I called Galva Tire and Auto just to see if, you know, they could help me out too, and they don't do grader tires anymore.
Now, David tells me that,
Place in Marquette, Smoky Valley.
It's up to you. I was trying to honestly stay local, but if you want to go outside of it, that's up
Just
to
get
you
some
guys.
prices.
get a
See
price
if they're
on
in
it.
the ballpark.
Yeah,
I don't think Dawn's does motor tires anymore, or, over there in Hillsboro.
yeah.
There's still a place in Lynchburg.
Well, then you gotta get it there, so.
I mean, I,
Yeah, I mean, this
Oh,
is,
okay.
this price is literally take it out there, they take all the tires off, put the new tires on, slap tires back on, I drive
Marquette guy
back over.
comes to you.
Which that might be more expensive.
I did some research online, if we ordered them and had them delivered, when it's all said and done, there's like
Well, never know, don't hurt to give them.
$300-400 difference
Yeah.
when it's all said and
Well,
done.
if it's mobile, I would like to get another estimate, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a comparable, we'll know.
That's, you guys know.
And Rod didn't do that. I don't know that they're doing, I know they do tractor tires, I don't know if they do motor vehicle tires.
So you'll give them a call and check the price then?
I'll get that phone number for that guy.
Okay.
Smoky Valley,
Smoky Valley. We do a lot of business with an
is
MBI.
that in Roxbury or something, aren't they mobile out there too?
Marquette.
Marquette, okay.
Mhm.
Is that the Eastern County? Or was it?
Yeah.
You guys in truck group? Yeah, okay. All right, so that's taken care of. Now I guess we can go to the,
Whatever you guys wanna do.
let's go to the sewer plant. Who's been working on the sewer plant needs? The cattle guard?
I haven't.
I actually went out there and looked at it. I drove by after talking, I don't know who I talked to, I don't even know anymore. After it was brought up, I went out there and looked at that cattle guard. The fence isn't in great
That's what I said.
condition.
That's what we're getting at.
I will note, I mean, who owns that cattle guard? We own that. The only thing that I'm telling you right now is on the, hang on, I gotta remember. So that would have been on the east side of the cattle guard. There's a post that has, from loose. So that fence is lower. I thought it had just settled into the culvert or whatever you wanna call it. It's not affixed to the cattle guard. So that's why that fence is lower. I feel like at a minimum, I don't know, you weld? I know you know a welder.
I know some.
I know a welder.
But I feel like that needs to be re-welded, so that is up higher, because it is lower on that east side.
Now, they did go out there this last weekend, and they cut like almost all the posts off on the cattle guard. And then they did some work on it, so
It was
Was that the
the
corrective damage?
homeowner next door,
There was
that-
nothing across it at the time.
there is now. They put a cable across it.
it
Talking
was-
with Brock, Brock's worried about his horses getting into the cattle guard and breaking the leg.
Well, they've been out on the road, I guess.
And they've been out on the road. I visited with John this evening after he got back, and he said if the city were to buy a culvert, the township would put the culvert in, they would install it, make sure it's right. And then that part we're done, and then we'd swing a deal with Brock on putting the gate in.
I don't wanna open a gate every time I go out
We
there.
may not have a choice.
Why? It's our road.
I don't want the city having the responsibility or the liability of a horse getting caught in that cattle run.
So how is the horse getting out? Is
They
it
can't.
on the property that,
Brock says he
Well,
gets his
we
feet,
own the road.
we own the road
And
and
then
the cattle run.
Brock Davis owns the
And
road.
Brock owns, our other option would be
Yeah.
to put a fence, fencing everything off of the city street, off the city
Yeah,
road.
but he's gotta have a fence so that his
horses don't get
livestock
out?
are not crossing the
Yeah,
road.
I mean, it should be the homeowner's responsibility to put an enclosure around their animals that they have, not the city's responsibility to make sure the homeowners.
I mean, I'm willing to work, that cattle guard does need a little bit
Yeah.
of love, don't get me wrong. And let's get that fence up on the sides just in case, but it's his responsibility to keep them off the road.
Yeah.
Whether it is the city's road or the dirt road, right?
They jump through the cattle guard, is what I
That's what
understand.
we're saying, is they're getting across.
So what if he put a, well, I don't wanna
They're brave
Why?
horses.
I was gonna say, if
Well,
he
when you
put up
have
a
an
hot
escape
fence
artist, you have an escape artist.
Yeah.
from right there around the sewer plant and then back up, I can get still to everything that I need to do without opening another gate. Now, he'll have to put a opening on the north side of the sewer plant, on the lift station itself, because I'll need to get to the ponds eventually. I don't go every single morning, but we go pretty frequently.
That MBI is getting ready to come in and out of there a lot of times during the sewer plant upgrade. We're gonna be bringing in our big trucks through there.
And you're not.
Not happy with the cattle guard. I'm afraid we're gonna fall through it. And then I, when I'm at work, don't wanna come over here and deal with it.
How much weight do you normally,
We're gonna come across with probably 35,000.
but that won't be all on just the cattle guard at one time. That'll be a spread out.
Yeah, with
Steer axle will be
the axle
heavy.
weight,
I
yeah.
drive over with our dump truck and
Your
got
dump truck, yeah,
10
we picked
ton
the
in
dump
it.
truck up and carried it around.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Well, I'm just saying.
I don't know nothing about this stuff, so.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's been cut into multiple times,
It needs some
north and
attention.
south wise. The post on the end is entirely too low and the weld is broken loose. It's too low.
Yeah,
You couldn't keep a dog
definitely.
in there.
A couple of occasions, Allison and I have been out there and he told me, well, they ran into the cattle guard again. That would be.
Well, I mean,
one
put up a
out
deer
there,
cam and
so,
see how
you know.
your animal's getting out.
We
You know
can,
what I mean?
we can check the price of building a new cattle guard and putting it in.
Are there different types or styles of cattle guard? Or is there just,
Building is just pipe cattle guard.
I just didn't know if there was something that,
That's
you know,
what-
keep the horses away, but it would not hurt them if they stepped in.
I don't
Well,
know
and
how
they're
you're gonna
supposed to
keep-
be deep, correct? So that the animal doesn't think they can step on
Yeah.
ground and get through.
See,
Once
Brock
you have
is-
it, once you have an animal do something and they can get away, it's gonna try every
That's what
time,
I
no
said.
matter how deep or
Yeah.
big you
Escape
got it.
artist
I'm
is an
sure
es-
they can find a horse out there dead.
I mean, an escape artist
Let's be
is
real.
an escape artist.
Stuck in the cattle guard.
Yeah, exactly, that would be horrible.
And he's boarding one, I guess. I didn't even know he was boarding the horse.
Yeah, I've seen 5 or 6 of them out there now.
And naturally, if one of their horses gets on a cattle guard, that'll be a prize $50,000 horse.
But is that really,
That's not.
would that
honest.
really fall under us though?
No.
I don't see that.
It's no different if they get on the road and get hit.
Right.
Right? It's a bad accident,
It's
don't
the
get me
animal's
wrong, but-
owner, it's the animal's owner's responsibility.
Except for we're a free range in the way state, so unless they've had multiple
Yeah,
offenses.
we are free.
Unless they've had multiple offenses, there's really not much liability on the owner necessarily. And they have to do their due diligence to keep their livestock in. But they do get out sometimes, you know what I mean? So Not like you could go back and sue the owner, just as, I guess what I'm trying to say. Unless they're very negligent, and that's gonna be very hard to prove. So,
Is it the horses that keep coming up in front of the truck?
They all do that.
they think it's being taxed.
Sometimes I have to
They're
go off the road
hungry.
around because they won't move.
So, do we have any conclusion here at all? I've heard several things, I mean, I don't know that we.
I would check the price of the
I mean, we
culvert.
can't make a decision, but do we have
Why
an
would we do a
idea?
culvert though? I'm not understanding why
For
we would give them
drainage.
For
stuff
drainage
to
issues.
stand on. The water gonna flow underneath that, it's pretty deep.
Right, but we've also got the issue of the equipment going across to work on the sewer line.
Coming in and out.
That's right, so you're saying stability
We
and
get
drainage.
rid of the cattle guard and go to a culvert for drainage, but that doesn't take care of the problem
Of the fence.
of the fence.
See, and we help him put the gate in, and then it's his responsibility from the gate east and west.
So I understand where you're out there every morning, somebody's out there and open that gate every morning.
I open
It's
3
already
gates
got
every
two
morning.
other gates.
Not every morning. I open at least, well, if we put a gate in, I'll open 2 gates every day, which I'm not saying I'm lazy. It's just, why have to open 2 gates if I don't have to?
You told me John trained you about gate opening.
Right in the middle.
So what are we looking at cost here? A culvert, what's the city looking at?
We've already put $6,000 out there to get culverts. You're talking about 8s, 10s, and 12s is what you're looking at?
Yeah, that's what I've got
But
quotes on.
what are we looking at out there at a cost figure?
We don't know that
That's
the
what I'm
12
looking
would
I
be
don't
big
know,
enough.
we have to go out there and look at the ditch.
Yeah.
A lot of water flows through
There's
it.
a lot of water goes through there.
So
Yeah,
we're
you're probably gonna put a 20 or
I'd
a
say
24.
20 or a
We're
24.
gonna bump our size.
I bet you're looking at around $2 grand.
$2,000. I mean,
That's just a rough number, but
yeah.
I bet you're close to $2,000 for the 24-inch.
That's for a culvert.
For the culvert. And then we still got an issue of a gate or,
I think we pay, if we seriously do that, I say we can pay for the culvert, but he has to put the gate in. I don't want it, but I'm just saying, I don't think we should have
Because
any
they wouldn't have the risk of
responsibility
getting
for
their
the
foot
gate.
caught in a cattle guard anymore.
Right.
So it would be a containment issue at that point.
I have no idea, but what do bump gates cost?
You got me.
I don't have a market for
What are you asking? I'm sorry.
A bump gate?
A bump gate?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear.
How wide's the road?
Oh, yeah, we
How
got power
wide
out,
is it?
we got power out there?
Going
I
to.
don't know, 14, 16?
We got power out there by where that gate would be? So we have a lot of cost to put in power from the sewer plant down to the gate.
Got to put it about 18 inches,
You could do maybe solar power. But,
potentially.
I mean,
You're
some
looking
people
at a
do
few
solar power like
$1,000
driveway
there.
gates,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Yeah, that'd probably be a
Well,
lot more
it
expensive.
says the gate's not used, and nobody's in and out all day long. Something like that may be viable.
What did you find on the bump gate?
I'm still trying to find one. I typed in bump gate and the first things I got were baby gates, so I had to keep looking. I'm just getting slide
I
open.
mean, I guess we need to know what culvert costs are gonna be and what we're gonna put in there.
I
If
kinda like
he
the
wants-
idea, I like the solar gate idea.
I mean,
That's-
but if we're asking him to pay for the gate if we use a culvert, I would not do that. I mean,
So if you
Yeah.
want something that's very simple, like this one is just a triangle shape with one bar that comes out. I don't know how that would do. I mean, it's a horse, so average height. Tractor Supply has it for 160. Says it's a driveway gate. It doesn't specify that it's a bump gate, but it looks like it could be hinged. Now, I don't know, does a bump gate swing both directions?
Yeah.
It does, okay. So I don't know if that's exactly what this is, but
I call it bump gate, I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, you just push it open like a
Yeah, you
vehicle.
push it over with your vehicle.
I'm not sure when I think that was, I don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it open. This is what I'm looking at.
I mean, at the
It's
end of the day,
hinged.
culvert's fine, but I don't
And
know.
it'd be
if we should
pretty
put it
simple.
fence.
You know,
Would
might
that
be enough.
keep a horse
It
out?
might be enough, yeah.
I
As
mean,
long
I'm
as
just
they're
saying,
not
if my dog
jumpers.
gets out on my
that
backyard,
are,
should I
you know,
ask the city to
jumping
put
over
it?
it.
He's just got a cable across it now.
Yeah, so similar concept. I just don't know if this.
It's on your
But
personal
I also
property.
feel like
I don't know if
For
it
your own.
swings both
We
directions,
can kind
but
of leave it a little bit halfway.
It's a drive-through
If he
farm
wants a
gate,
fence,
is
he's gonna have to
what
put it
they
in.
call it. Bump gate opener kit.
It doesn't look like they cost very much, under 500.
And we'd be eating the biggest cost.
But that's for the whole gate, or
Mhm.
that's,
Well, she got tons of them over here.
Are they called pump gates?
Yeah, they're called bump and drive gates. Cattle, I put in cattle bump gate, because you usually use them when
Yeah.
you're containing
right,
livestock.
right.
This is a durable, non-electric, cost-effective gate attachment that allows vehicles to pass through by bumping the gate open, which then closes automatically.
And when it breaks, who's responsible?
This would cost that bridge.
Yeah, but that's what the city's ran into all these
Come up
years.
against the pipe when you want to get
Yeah,
out.
but we also,
What's that?
Worry about it when it comes.
well, that's why I asked if it swings both directions. Cause yeah, you're gonna open it, you're gonna bump it to get in and then have to get out and
Still have to
open
get
it,
out to open it.
drive
Oh,
out.
so it's, yeah.
Unless it bumps both directions,
Right.
it has to swing
Unless you're
both
good with a
directions.
rope, then you can rope it and back up.
Oh my God. No, it swings both directions, but they're intended for daily cattle checks.
Mhm.
Like, it's the whole point of them.
Yeah, but if
So
you
can
come,
go
if
in
you
and
come
out,
up
yeah.
against the post,
well, and if that's the case, if the gate is 500, then it would be cheaper just to leave
That's not,
what's there and put in a
That's-
$500 gate?
that's just the hardware to, it's the hardware to convert the gate.
Right. With all that heavy.
Fair point.
I'm
They're
just
gonna
bringing
No,
it
that
back
makes-
to reality.
no. I'm just asking, it's a
Yeah,
brainstorming
yeah.
session.
Yeah, that's,
He said
So
a lot
the
of
weight-
So we're
Yeah.
probably,
what I
you're
heard.
probably looking
I forgot
at
about
finding
that.
a cost for 20-inch culvert. Is that a fair guess?
yeah, 20 would have handled the water, wouldn't it?
You think 20 can handle water? That should.
Yeah, I think most of the water drainage is on the south side of the road, but you do get some on the north.
Okay.
Crystal,
And then
what's the cost?
it normally gets backed up at our cattle guard, backs up, and then goes through the field, through the north, and underneath our road in the sewer plant.
Yeah.
Gets
This
backed
one-
up at our
This one is, double, so it should swing both
See,
ways.
the bump and drive gate
But
opener
it's
kit
$2,000.
costs $399.50 plus $69.50 shipping, and it weighs about 58 pounds. All the parts are shipped to your home with complete instructions and step-by-step instructional DVD.
Does that include the gate, or is it
No,
just
it's-
the?
that's the
the hanging
kit to
kit?
make it a bump
Got
gate.
you.
Yeah. The gates themselves cost like around 150.
Yeah. Yeah, I found one from Tractor Supply for 160.
Yeah.
But it says collapsible barrier gate. It's hinged, but that doesn't, I can't tell what's what.
so that was how much?
Like basically $450 for the kit and shipping. So like
Yeah, that
600 and
isn't-
something for a gate and kit. That's
This
approximately
gate is a two-piece, so it would,
swing open.
like a saloon door, but it's $2,000.
Oh, geez.
So-
I think this kit is intended for a single hinge because it's got a wheel on one side of the gate and the other thing goes on the other end, so. And it says there's one steady post required for installation.
Okay. So we're gonna get some pricing information. Is that what we're settled on?
I don't know, is the bump gate something you want to consider, or do we go another direction?
This
I
one's
mean,
a-
it's gonna be cheaper than fencing that road.
This gate's $1,000, so now you have one in the middle.
We have no need to fix that.
Right. Right. So
something.
it's either a manual gate that you gotta get out and open and close.
For repairing the culvert, or the cattle guard as it
Or build a
is.
new cattle guard.
But that doesn't take care of the issue of him worrying about his horses getting trapped.
Well, you can make it wider. Where you can't jump across it.
Gotcha.
But I
Put
thought we were
one in
worried
like-
about them just stepping in and breaking the leg.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
heard too.
Well, and maybe if you get it cleaned out, maybe you see it.
Is there something simple that you could do? I mean, I know horses are smart, but they're also really afraid of certain things. Can you
Put some snakes on the pump?
Well, like,
He's got a cable across there now. I don't know if maybe that'll train him.
you know, like the marker flags, they're plastic. You know, they'd make noise in the wind, they'd move around.
You can put a whipple willy out there, you know, the ones, the little
Yeah.
wheels.
I mean, horses are scared of things that when they move, and it might be something to try, at least in the meantime, you know, until a decision could be made. And it'd be cheap. Yeah, you could buy the little swirl, they've got some in their garage.
Keeps the squirrels away, just.
So what's your opinion about a solar gate there, Austin?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, you're gonna have to either bump that gate or you're getting out and open it, man. I'm just gonna say that right
That's whatever you guys want.
now. I mean, if we
You
put
tell
up a
me what
gate.
you're gonna put in, and that's just what I have to do.
Yeah, we just need to get pricing. But at the end of the day, it is also the animal owner's responsibility to do their due diligence. I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah, right now I see the city and the township coming together and
Mhm.
working together.
Well, the city and the township can kind of come together on the culvert issue.
The
Yeah.
culvert and the installation.
And that's where I think Brock needs to be brought in on some of this too.
Well, he'll work with you.
Well, I mean, if he's got an escape artist, he's also gonna kind of have some idea of, well, we don't know what he's already tried and it's not worked. You know, before we kind of come up with a final plan, it would be nice to,
Right.
is it jumping over it? Is it stepping in it? You know what I mean?
He says
You're
he's
right,
seen
it's-
him jump over it.
Well, and I can see that, it's not very wide.
Now, I don't even know who builds cattle guards. If you put one of them big suckers in there like it's up there at the game reserve, they wouldn't get across that one.
No,
Mm-mm.
I would,
Could try, what's that company behind AutoZone? Zerker, Zelo.
Zero.
They do farm equipment. I don't know if they do cattle
Jared
guard.
probably built a cattle guard.
I would say.
He loves stuff for people all the time.
We have a lot of people in our community that have probably purchased them that we can get some recommendations, right?
MBI pipeline welders aren't doing much now.
is that gonna be cheaper than a culvert? Is that what you're thinking? Or-
I don't know.
We're gonna have to do
Okay.
some price checking and check with maybe some of our
So who's
cattle farmers
gonna-
around here.
Just everybody's gonna take a piece of it and get some prices?
Yeah, I can check with Jared and
Okay.
see, like, because I know he builds stuff for people all the time around town, so he buys the metal and gives them a price.
Because we kind of sort of think we know what a culvert's gonna cost, roughly, give or take.
I'll get a quote.
Okay.
I can talk to John Shear too and see, I know they get a better price on culverts than we can. And just ask him, you know, how much would it cost for you to get one of those, and then the city just pays township for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice cattle guard.
I'll email you one I found, just so you have
$2,000.
something to start with.
You said 3,000 for a 10x6?
2010 to 6.
And that's just a flat, or that's with the bars on the side? With,
10 foot wide, 6 feet deep, because that's about what we got now.
This is gonna be 12 foot wide and 6 foot across. American Fences Supply.
It's about what we have now. Just so you guys know.
About 6 foot.
Oh, a horse can clear 6 foot easily.
Wow,
Their body length is 6 foot.
14 by 6.
Just a little hot.
Yeah, it's
Standard
just like
cattle
that,
guard looks
right?
like a 6 foot, doesn't it?
Look at that, $2,500.
That's kind of nice. You got anything more than 6 foot?
Here's one for 250,
Sold out,
drive through.
48.
That's a great one. I'll have Brock get with the welders one too. He's not doing anything.
Is 6 foot gonna be enough, or are you gonna jump the horse?
Yeah,
No,
let's
it's gonna,
jump 6
it's gonna
foot
have
easy.
to, it's
Well,
gonna
if
have to
you
be
see
like
there's
8
a
or
hole
10
there,
feet.
There's a hole there now. I can
there's
see
not
it.
much of a hole, I mean, you can walk a cat across it. There's not much of a hole there now. The water backs up there.
There's some
It's-
holes
it's-
before and after.
Yeah, it's
Because
kinda
I've
filled
taken
in.
Gatorades and stuff and not lost my car in there.
Okay,
You think we've covered that one?
I think we have. And if there's an other maintenance work if needed on the sewer plant, what else we got?
I just
Put that through,
I
threw
just-
that out there?
that was just jarble,
Okay,
so,
okay.
to cover anything.
So do we want to move on to
Yes.
tax?
Now let's go to water meters first.
What? Where's water meters?
Yeah, I didn't have one.
It's something I sent to Rhonda to add, she never
I
updated,
didn't
sent
have
back
it.
out.
Do throw whatever you want to on there, buddy.
We want to, they were down to, here a couple weeks ago, they were down to 16 water meters from the last batch we purchased.
Can I ask a question first?
Go right ahead.
Do you have to shut people's water off while you're doing these? Like when you're changing them out?
Yeah, for like 5 seconds.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah, shut the valve off to the house and change the meter and turn it back on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I just didn't know if we were kind of letting people know that was going on.
Well, it went out in the paper.
We put it in there. but,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I was just
I
wondering
didn't
because
put it
you,
like momentarily loose.
And if
but I
we
don't
open-
think anybody's gonna know.
If we open the lid and the meter's spinning at all, we either knock or we walk off.
okay. I was just asking.
So we're looking at about $25,000 to get the last 125 water meters.
25,401.60.
Okay. And Austin and
25,000.
I sat down and worked numbers,
What
and
do you say?
401.60.
we figure that with the labor savings, with all these water meters having been changed in town, we're saving about $10,000 a year. We'd like to complete this phase of this project, get all the meters in place. And then, of course, we get into the office stuff where the software and all that kind of stuff. And that should be additional labor savings once that's all in place, but that's a few months down the road.
We're saying 125 more.
I mean, that's like,
Give or take.
maybe by the end of it, maybe you need one box or two, but yes, that's the bulk of it.
And that doesn't,
And we do have some that you had to get different meters for because of the size.
So I
We're-
am having to buy different adapters.
Adapters, okay.
So I'm actually saving the city a lot of money. Instead of buying 1-inch meters, we're staying with the meters that we're buying. Instead of spending an extra $150, we're only spending probably about $40 per meter that we have to change out.
Okay.
that'll standardize them. So, but there are some meters, you've got some 2-inch, or you've got some,
I really haven't done a lot of
There's-
You're
research.
just buying an adapter when that needs to be done for $40.
Yeah, for just like normal household meters.
there's a couple commercial meters around, but, you know, we just haven't.
It's really mainly just the co-op.
Yeah,
Eventually the fire station at some point, but that's not a big need.
So Austin, is this number of 125 accounting for any additional new meters? Or we have one that malfunctions, we have to replace it? I mean, I know with us replacing all the meters, that's going to be a minute chance, but I'm asking this because when we had a water leak and the company came out to fix it, they had to replace our meter because it was so old, they technically couldn't hook back up to it.
Well, I mean, like,
Being certified as they were, right? And so they had to come to the city and get one, which there were some on hand. So are we gonna have some on hand for these instances? I know you replace almost all of them.
well, I
We
mean, I
get
guess-
somebody that wants to build a house, or for some reason, there's an accident and it does whatever, it's not working. Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah,
Are we gonna
I
have a
mean, I wouldn't-
stockpile of a few?
I mean, we will,
Okay,
but like, that's not, that 125 is just to do the town. I wouldn't suggest like adding any more to that because you don't want those to sit on the shelf for half of a year. If anyone's gonna build a house, I can normally have a meter within the next 2 or 3 days. So I don't like wanna have them on stock, like a whole bunch of them on stock, like a box
Like-
of 8. That's
Right, I'd like
$1,500.
one, right, in case of an emergency is really what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, that, you're talking $190.
You know, you have some of them that are exposed in our businesses, and if it gets hit and demolished, I don't know what, like, you know, I'm thinking of Soda and Suds over here, it's outside, right? Just different things like that. I'm just thinking in case of an emergency, that's how I think.
I mean,
Just
like
one.
right now, we stay with like roughly 16-ish to sit in the shop until we got the rest of the meters, and then we start going for. And we may get lucky, and I put in 123, and we finish the town.
Right.
And as it, by going to that quantity, it saved, what was it, $3 a meter?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was about $3 a meter, so it's not a huge savings, but it's something. So, we got like 2 or 3 free meters or something, you know, it's not a lot. But- So that's something that we're gonna put on the schedule for the next meeting.
Place the water meters on
Water
the agenda
meters.
Yeah.
for March meeting.
And we don't know if the price is gonna do. Right now, we lock into a price and, you know, there's a lot of ifs with what's going on in the economy right now. So,
Okay, Rhonda, what do you think?
Just to jump in really quick, I read through this lease, and if by the time it was signed, the actual lease, it was signed by Tony Weedle, and he was the mayor. And it was made between the city of Canton and the Board of County Commissioners, and it was signed by Keith Becker. For the tower, sorry.
I was gonna say,
I'm
what are we
sorry.
on right now?
I knew what
I've
she
been
was
waiting,
on.
I've been waiting. Yeah, so by the time it was executed, people had changed hands, but it was Board of County Commissioners and the City of Canton, which was Keith Becker and Tony Weedle, and there's nothing in that agreement specifically about the road. It's just about the tower, the insurance, and the payment for the lease.
You said Becker signed it?
Mm-hmm, Keith Becker. Sorry.
school zone updates, you want to touch on that? Have you got anything on that?
City's gonna have to foot the bill.
Have we come up with anything that'll work for us, or that anything that
She
could?
pulled up something that we could possibly add to.
I found it's a dual light solar powered thing that you put on the post where your speed limit sign already is. Right now it's on sale for $2,081.
A piece.
Attaches to the,
Is
yeah,
it-
it's like
Is it
a,
gonna be the fast enough thing that you were talking about, Mary?
Well, I think we probably need to maybe inquire about that from a police officer's perspective as far as school zone wise goes. And Tom had suggested to talk to a police officer when it comes to that area because there has to be certain signs. They're ignoring you're not supposed to turn left
Yeah.
sign right now. And I don't know if he knows that, the officer knows
Okay, I
that,
can look.
but you could probably let him know that when they drop off out front in the parking lot, there is no left turn because you can't see. You can't see around those cars, and there's been so many times that somebody's pulled out, there's about been a wreck. But I don't think he's aware that there's a sign there.
Well, from my understanding,
Yeah.
if it's on the school property and it's not city that has it put in, then the cop has no authorization
But
to
there was
get
one there and it
tickets.
got taken down, and it should have never gotten taken down.
Well, so I'm just making
Yeah.
sure
But
you
it's actually,
understand.
it's private property
Yeah.
and it's not a city then.
Right.
If the school had a stop sign right there and they flew through it, cop can't pull them over for it, because it's on private property.
But there have always been a stop sign, and they don't know why it got taken down, because I know there's a different one, but it used to be a white one with a red arrow on it that said no left turn, like you cannot turn
It was
left.
stolen.
That's when I,
somebody's
or
garage.
when, I'm thinking when they did that parking lot or something, is when it disappeared. Like they never put it back up, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
But that's
Because
on, that's on the,
it's on the school.
yeah, it's private property.
Right, but they have this like more out on the
It's-
edge.
Correct, but it would
Right.
still be school property.
But it was put up by the city, I do know that put that up. So we need to check into that for sure. And then I just think we need a perspective as far as the police officers, like I called the school district and they're like, well, we don't handle that, the city does that. And because I just thought
I
of
know,
calling
it's
them. Then you call them
frustrating.
municipals and they're sending you here, sending you there. Well, I'll have to ask so-and-so and get back with you. Well, then they'll have to ask so-and-so. And I'm like, kidding.
Run around.
It's
Yes,
a runaround.
Yes, it's terrible.
It's a runaround.
Okay, so maybe ask,
I would also like to,
if you could send that.
Yeah, and it's got I was just, oh shoot.
He was over here today.
It says it's a 12, solar school zone beacon, double 12-inch LED, yellow amber polycarbonate heads, 20-watt solar power, mounting bracket, 7-day programmable timer module with drop-down box, single aluminum battery box, and a splasher. It's designed for areas that need hazard beacon activated only in emergency situations, fire trucks, ambulance, blah, 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 blah.
So you said that was 2,000 and what, for one?
Yeah,
So we need to buy two.
$2,081 for one.
So we need
Free
two.
shipping.
We need to.
And that's with a
I just
$50
want to make sure
coupon
that
right now.
it's the kind that we're
Right.
supposed to have out
Yeah.
on the streets, because then I don't want to get all that and then all of a sudden, whoa, 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 that ain't what we can do.
Yeah.
Doesn't comply with DOT.
Sure would be nice to find somewhere people are getting rid of their, even though they still work, but
Yeah, I looked
upgrading.
for used
Upgrade,
ones.
yes, I look for used ones too. Yeah, that's about hard as,
I sent it to you and Mayor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you able to find any grants for those
not,
sites?
not for lights.
Okay, I will ask the lady in McPherson, because when I talked to her previously, she told me there were several grants through KDOT that would qualify for that. So I'll ask her which ones. Because it was on the list for, what's that, Safe Streets. The county got a
Yeah,
grant.
yeah, and
And
that's-
Austin and I went to the meeting that they had, I think it was in October.
Yeah, you were explaining that one to me.
Uh-huh, and
Yeah.
she said, no, the grant we're discussing at that meeting would not, that
Right,
would not be a
right,
project
and that's the
that
one
would
that you
qualify.
gave to me, right,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
But she said there would be multiple other grants that those would fall under and be fine. Not that that means you're guaranteed to get the
Right,
grant money,
absolutely,
just
but
if there's options, then.
you know, because that's,
I just know that there's a lot of problems down that road, and I know that the police officer has to see that as well. It's just not coming from me. I mean,
no, he
it's,
absolutely said that, did he not?
I mean, there is,
Yeah.
I'm telling
That's
you
why
guys,
he's
when I'm
coming
telling
over.
you that it's not good in the mornings.
He just patrolled, this afternoon in the school zone today.
Oh, and you ought to see the kids just,
Oh, yeah.
and they're not even, like, they post 10 miles an hour in the parking lot. Well, it's, and no offense, but one of their little trucks from the people who are doing work over there came flying around the corner, going at least 20 or 30 when I was going in there to pick up a wrestler, and I'm like going, okay, dude, you gotta follow the rules too. You ain't special.
Okay, I found another one too, that's a self-contained sign, has the speed limit and the lights around it, that's
Oh.
just one box. It's $1,800, so it's a little bit cheaper.
Have to make sure it complies with DOT.
Right, so I sent you guys that
Yeah,
one.
Right,
yeah,
that's where that all falls into.
Yeah, and this is from a unsignedindsafety.com website, so hopefully they would be compliant, but yeah, there's a 3-year guarantee.
Those are all solar.
Yeah,
And really, we only need two.
yeah.
And I'm just saying, if we have to have the ones that flash in order, so we don't have to go 20 all the way in that section all day long.
Well, yes, yes.
Because as long as they're flat, when they're flashing,
Yes.
is what I got from the guy at the school office.
Yes,
As long as they're flashing, we can do it between 7 and 8, or however we set up the sign to say.
right.
And then after school, those times too. Then they can go the normal speed limit of 30 or 25, whatever it is.
How are those programmed, Crystal? Do you have to physically go to the sign and like open a box and
Well, the first
Program
one
it?
has a box where you can actually program it, kinda like a watering system.
Monday through Sunday.
The other one, it doesn't specifically say, and it has times posted on, like school times.
Yeah, and that's the ones in Mac that have actually the times.
But it didn't, I
From
didn't
7 to
read anything about
8:15.
how to program it,
Yeah.
so it probably got an app or something that you link up with it.
And I know Newton does the same thing, because I've driven down there many times, but they have theirs programmed from 7 a.m. until 8:15.
And that makes
Is
Till
more
what-
school
sense.
starts.
Exactly, and then it turns around from 3:15 until 4:30, because school gets a
The
little
only thing you
later.
need to make sure is you can program it 4 times a day.
Yeah,
Yeah, because what I was wondering is then, who's responsible for updating that schedule, the school or the city? Because, like, for instance, tomorrow is early release. So the school zone
Right.
lights flashing at 3:15, doesn't matter. But
Right.
at 12:30, there's a bunch of traffic and no school zone lights.
Or what about the kids that go to recess every day at that park now? Every day, there's recess out at that park. So I almost
Yeah,
think that
which
you should
park?
keep it
At Hess Park?
as far back as it is. Yep, every day.
Well, see,
I did not know.
we moved that, we made a motion to move that sign at one point, didn't we? Where,
It's going past the elementary
Yeah.
school.
It goes all the way down to, like, Railroad.
Yeah.
Like
No.
by
Well,
where
right
Brian
before,
Moore's house
it's right
was.
before
It
railroad.
goes from the old railroad tracks to the south side of the school.
Yeah, right in there.
okay. and
Yeah.
Several
It was
blocks.
further because of the grade school being there
Right.
prior,
Correct.
and we changed.
Right, but it doesn't, I mean, if those kids are in the park, we don't have to have them flashing during that time they're in the park. They're in the park, they're in the park.
I'm just
Right, they're
looking
not
at it as
crossing.
there's kids.
Oh, well, I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine with where they're at, but I'm just saying, so people wouldn't have to drive.
I'm just
I mean,
meaning,
I think
what's
it should
another
be
block
at
and a
least
half
to the
of
co-op
just driving
area.
20 mile an hour?
Yeah,
Yeah,
20
that's what
miles
it
an hour
is.
Right.
Is it?
Kinda
not
like
bad.
Right.
Mary is saying, like, you could put the flashing signs exactly where the current signs are located
Correct.
now. But what it eliminates having the flashing signs is having to drive 20 from 7 a.m. to 4
All
p.m.
day long,
Monday
like
through
all
Friday.
day long.
Correct.
Because it
I
doesn't
think you
even
should
say,
have
like,
to.
the week of spring break, you could technically still get a ticket
right.
for
Right,
speeding, and it's
exactly.
still a school
Well, but
zone.
actually, that's been an issue when school's in session. So if there's not school in session, some of those tickets have been waived because there's no school in session, because
I don't
it's
think-
summer.
I don't think the sign says that though, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never looked that close, I just slow down.
I know somebody that got out of that speeding ticket in the school zone because it was not a school day.
See, in Mac, I don't go down unless the lights are on.
Well, and here's the other thing.
And Mac
with
goes off
these-
too. Mac
with
goes off too
these,
when they don't have school.
Yeah, when, no,
Yeah.
the one that I passed, it does not. Because when it was President's Day, I actually noticed, I'm like, oh, the lights aren't flashing, I don't have to do 20. So, that's the other thing, can you shut them off for a day? I mean, and if not, because it costs $1,000 more, then everyone gonna have to do 20 on President's Day, okay? But,
Not a bad habit.
Well, you'd have to
Right,
No.
exactly, it's not.
You'd have
But-
to shut them off at some point, because you wouldn't want them to flash every day all summer.
well, but yeah, you
Right,
could, you
right.
could shut it off for that season, and when school starts, you're gonna have to turn them back on, don't get me wrong, but,
You know, what's so ridiculous about this is when you take the amount of distance you're covering and change it from 30 to 20, it's like, it takes you like 12 seconds longer to cover that.
and people
Okay.
can't slow down.
And people can't handle it.
I'm telling you, they speed through there all day
Well,
long.
I don't,
I mean, it's
I was in
ridiculous.
Mac the other day when school
All
let
day long.
out, and let me tell you, it's scary around that high school.
Oh, you know it, because they're shooting out, they don't, every little inch they can
There
get.
was tires squealing, smoke going, kids driving over the corners trying to spit out around the corners.
It's a regular
It
clown
was
show.
crazy.
Yep. Well, that's kind of the way it is here.
I'm like, where's the cops in this town?
Which that's exactly why they can't, they're not supposed to be making that left-hand turn, because they were flying down the side streets, right?
I
live
mean,
on
that
Park, I can
left-hand
tell
turn
you.
is just dangerous, you cannot see,
You can't.
you can't see around those cars that are parked out there when you're
Well,
coming out.
it's really not about the cars, it's the little kids
And I
starting
do
in between
believe
the
Mark's the
cars.
one
Yeah.
that ended up putting that sign.
You're talking about left-hand turn and coming back down Kansas?
Correct.
Not
And I know
going
he's
down
the one
Fair.
that had.
Because right now, it's you go down Fairview.
They
Yeah,
have to.
you have to go straight or turn right.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
Fairview or Highway 56.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But then they thought they were gonna start screwing U's in the parking lot when the buses were trying to leave and stuff, and I'm telling you, they'll do anything to get at it.
Well, would that make fair to you, like part of this access to the school, to line this up with a grant that we use?
Maybe.
So,
You can word it however you want it to work.
Keep that in mind.
That would be a road they'd have to go through.
hey, you gotta try it, right?
Do you wanna say anything about cats?
I did have a lady reach out to me over by where Mary Jane lives. She was under the impression that I was gonna come and trap the cats from underneath her house and take them somewhere else. And I said, no, that's not the way this works.
You catch them.
I go, if you'll tell me where they're at, I'll come over, because I got two. She goes, well, they go in one side and come out another. They have two ways. I said, okay, I've got a trap. We can put on one and one on the other. Okay, great, just as long as you can get them out of here. And I said, whoa, what? I go, we need to back up. I said, once they get spayed and neutered, they'll go right back where they came from. I said, that gives you time to close up underneath your house, to close it up underneath there. But I said, I don't take these. She was under the impression I had somewhere to dump these cats out, and I said, that's not what this is all about. It's
You
about.
don't have it.
It's just so you don't have 10 more under there.
Exactly.
It's bad, it's getting bad again.
Yeah.
Like, we need to start fixing some of,
Well, I know.
Yes,
It-
that's
You
why
live
I'm
down,
here.
right over there in that area.
And I went for 15 years when I moved in there. There were
Yes.
cats then, and there always have been, and they're all in heat right now. So
Yes.
there's gonna be, and they bring those kittens right to my door and drop them off and let them die.
Where is it?
Park.
She lives right.
there's one house in between.
There's like
her
a
and I.
million cats.
Well, wait,
Always.
and no
For
offense
15
with
years.
David Chestnut, I love the guy,
It was
but
his
he was the
wife.
one living there
Mrs.
prior to them moving in. Her daughter was actually in my granddaughter's class, so I know her.
So you're
And
wanting some traps maybe?
Well,
Or,
I know you're sensitive.
I'm the same
am.
way, I just.
But
I don't
you know
want
what?
them killed inhumanely.
No.
Exactly.
The whole
And if they're
idea,
gonna trap them and fix them,
that
I
is the
love that.
idea. So,
I
and I'm telling you what, if we set them up in her backyard, we're gonna have 20 easy.
Oh, God, yeah.
I won't
They
have that
come for
much.
breakfast
Uh,
at 6
for the
a.m.
weekend.
You feed them too.
I
So do I.
and-
Hey, don't feel bad, I
But-
used to.
But,
Back on
does
topic.
too.
I mean, Casey's does
Casey needs to
too.
stop, it's dangerous.
well, see, that's. the whole
But what the idea is they're trapped, they get fixed. They clip their ears so that we know, so if they get trapped again,
But
you
I
would be
didn't
able
think
to
they
look
did that,
into.
because last time they
She's
rounded
doing
them
that, correct?
up.
Yeah.
She is, but it's really, I mean, you think they're taking off a chunk. It is a chunk, it looks like a chunk at first,
We
but
got some fuzzballs.
the one that I have at my house stink, because I didn't have the heart to go throw him back out there across from where Brian's house was, so that's why I have, don't even ask me how many cats I have at my house. But anyway,
You
that's why
can't-
there's only 5 left there now.
You need a kennel license.
There was 9. There was 9 there, there's 5 left there now.
Well,
Okay,
I mean, I don't mind feeding them. I've done it for 15 years.
right, but if we could get a
And
trap
yes,
out there, once you
if you
trap
could-
them, once
Yes.
we get them in a trap, we take them in. They'll do it. Matter of fact, they opened it up to 5 days a week now for me.
But you
Because
know,
I'm taking
last
4 in
time they
tomorrow,
rounded
because
them up,
I don't
they
have
didn't
time in the
take 'em
afternoon to
all.
go pick them up. So I got a half a day tomorrow, so I'm gonna use that half a day so I can go pick up 4. And then next Friday, I'm utilizing that half a day, we don't have school, to go take in 5. So,
And
But-
there's a lot of benefits to
using
to
those
some
though,
cats
right?
around town
Yes.
because
Yes.
they do help with rodent control, but at the same time, if they're not spayed and neutered, they
we
do
gotta
multiply.
get it.
Well, see, and that's just it.
Can we,
I didn't know they were doing that. I would have had you come a long time ago.
I know
Oh
you
my
feed them,
God.
I know you
Yeah.
do.
I've told
That-
at least 4 people in town, when they've talked about a stray cat, I said, call Mary, she'll take it over there, they'll get it fixed, and say, they didn't have any clue
no,
that
we
we
had,
did it even.
but they're having litters now.
Yeah.
'Cause I had 2 kitties underneath my back steps, they're hollow.
Well, I went and took a mama and brought her down to my house this winter so she could have them at my house, so that's what turned
So
it.
you
Do we
have
have some
one-
we can set over there, or?
I've got a couple traps.
Oh my God.
And if
That
you,
would be
kn-
way
if,
more than a couple.
well,
Well, we can,
I was gonna say, you could probably see me
Yeah,
out
we
there
can-
like lining the food. It's like
you could throw a blanket
lot.
like a fishing net and catch.
right,
five,
but,
Oh,
six.
yeah, they come to,
but like,
if you.
what's her
give
face?
us
She
food,
just
they'll
took
come.
another one in too.
Tina.
Tina took another one in because she's used to those cats, I'm not. And they see a stranger
I
like me
think
come
he's
up
taken
there.
in 5
Yeah.
in the no, Earl.
Oh.
Just
Earl
in this
has.
past month.
I know Tina's done like 4.
Yeah, just in the past month, Earl's come in twice and said, I took 2 or 3 more. So
Yeah, I'm
I
taking
think he's
4
taken
tomorrow
5 or
and I'm
6.
taking 5 next week.
We haven't received a bill yet for this calendar year, for January or February, so I can't give you a count how many they've done for us, but
Well, just as an FYI, she's also been set up as our emergency vet at the doghouse.
Okay, good.
So, you know, if something were to happen, we could partner up with. She also said something about, she knew that Mac comes over and does the thing that they just did, but she said she would be willing to do a second one like mid-year.
Because that was
Oh,
kind
that
of a
would be
hard
good.
night because they had a big basketball
Oh,
game
that
at the
was
school and everything, so that's probably what
Missed
kept a lot of people
possibly.
possibly, but that would be wonderful if we could do that 2 times a year. Because
Yeah, she said she didn't want to step on Mac's toes because she knew that we did it with Mac, but she said, I'd be willing to do a second
And
one.
Mary, if you have trouble getting these over, you know Tina would be able to help.
It's not a problem for me to take them
Right,
over, it's
okay.
picking them up in the afternoon because
Okay,
I'm
well.
busy, like they usually let them go between 1 and 2.
And
Well,
you bring
I'm
them
in
back.
between 2 routes at that time,
No,
dropping
this
CC
is-
and picking somebody else
This
up.
whole program that we're trying to do, it's fix and release,
Well, see,
kind of
they-
like catch and
I-
release.
I used to know about that, but then last time they gathered them up,
I don't even
they
know.
never brought them back.
I know,
And,
know.
oh my God,
I
Sarah
know,
was crushed.
I know.
Because, you know, she actually
Well,
can pick some of
reach
it
out
up.
to me, I mean, I'm either around.
Yeah,
or I
so,
can get 'em
but
over.
I've got 2 cages. I'm more than glad to drop them off with you. They'd like to have them in there. They like to have them in there by 9 o'clock. Because I just called, and they, if we could let them know a day ahead of time. I know when you're trapping them, it's hard because you don't know how many you're gonna get. So
Or
that
if we're
morning,
gonna get one.
that morning, you walk, like, say I give them to you tomorrow, or if you could put them out Sunday night, or however, and you'll put food in them, because they'll go in with food. And if they're used to you feeding them, that's even better. Because you just can't have me go over there, stop doing that, potential spam. I have my phone, like off.
Oh, wow.
Because even when my husband puts out the food, they run for him.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They see me and they're like.
It's a whole different scenario.
when you take them to the vet, do you take them in a carrier, kennel, cage?
I take them in that cage that they're in,
Okay.
because I'm telling you, they don't,
If you ever
They're-
need somebody to pick them up,
if
we
they
have
don't like
Samuel. and
they're
I'm sure
wild, you gotta put
Samuel-
a towel over them.
Samuel could go and pick them up too.
I think we,
In the truck.
we need to start utilizing that so we can,
Yeah.
because that's hard on you with the,
And now that we're starting to move forward on this, we're starting to get some traction with this, we do need to consider stepping it up a little bit. It is a state law that if you feed an animal more than 3 days, it's yours, and you're responsible for it. And
I'm responsible for all those cats that are over at Cyclone that I'm feeding. If anything ever happens to them, I've already caught one, to take them in and have them taken care of. I don't let those cats, go ask her how big my vet bill is over there. Because I'm telling you, you don't even want to know.
I know you get a big heart, okay? I mean, I'm not.
And I pay for every bit of it.
Mary, this is hard for me to say too, because I'm an animal lover and I love cats, okay? But we do have to start doing something to control the population in the town. And it's gonna come down to when you look at, if you take the time to look at codes in other small cities, and I'm gonna use Inman, they fine people for repeatedly feeding feral cats.
It's big fun.
And it can go as high as
Go ahead.
$1,000, it can
Go
go
ahead.
as high as $1,000.
It's not,
Okay.
it's
So
not
let
our
me just
fault.
say this.
That's
No,
right.
I
And
know.
somebody needs to keep their toms out
Well,
of there.
that's,
right.
but
Because they come from everywhere. I've seen them.
see,
way all
That's right.
when you're feeding stray and feral animals, when you put food out, they come in.
Okay, but here's the deal. You don't feed them and take care of them, then they get disease, then they're sickly, then they're not healthy looking. Now, do you want a bunch of sickly cats in the neighborhood possibly could go up, bite an individual or anything else? Is that what kind of cats we want in this town? Is sickly looking cats that aren't being fed and somewhat taken care of?
You know that's
Because
not-
I don't.
You know that's not what I want.
But I'm
You
just
know
telling
very
you,
well
that's
that's not
what's
what
gonna
I
end up
want.
Right,
happening.
that's what I was gonna say, what's the alternative?
And then
Exactly.
I get my
The
birds
altern-
and my squirrels, and I feed those too.
What I can say is that there has been over a period of 2 or 3 years, there have been major changes in inland in the cat population. Now, there's one lady that still feeds the cats, and, you know, she takes the fines and everything else.
That's right.
So is their cat population reduced because people stop feeding them and they just wander off and die? Or is their cat population reduced because these people are taking them to a shelter to find a home for them?
A
Well,
variety
and
of things.
I
It's-
think it's a multifaceted
Yes, it
issue
is a
here.
multifaceted thing.
So here's the deal. I also know that no different than birds and squirrels, they survive completely fine without being fed. But if you feed them, then you're gonna see them come to your
Yeah.
feeder. I don't know, I agree with what you're saying in a way, I just don't know if we're at that point yet. I feel like we really need to focus on the spay and neutering, right? My biggest complaint, and I do not like that Casey's feeds it, because there's so many cars. You're gonna get them ran over.
My cats
But-
are nothing compared to
But-
those cats up there. I have pictures.
But that being said, I do understand what you're saying, because they won't look for food. They're perfectly capable.
They're just gonna stay where they're at, they're not gonna
They're perfectly
go-
capable of finding mice and everything else.
Mine bring them home over in my
That's my
area and try
point.
to bring them in my house, and I'm like, buddy, buddy, buddy,
Because
what are
they
you doing?
they love you.
Yeah.
And he said, no, not when they're alive and they're just playing with them, no.
So
That
will we,
Desiree's cat, outdoor cat
Oh
was
my
doing that the other day.
Will we get some traps? to the
Yes.
lady?
Okay.
Yes.
Because honestly, I don't mind them being there, and I'll feed them. And you know what? My thought is,
But let's get them fixed.
if
where
you,
they
yes,
can't
if
Let's
come.
work
you
on
fix them,
fixing
they're gonna
things.
stop that.
But see, it's a multi-layered thing, because as we start getting them spayed, neutered, they don't multiply.
But if I'm
If
feeding
we-
them, they're staying out of everybody else's yards.
No, ma'am.
And- Oh, they come to
No,
yours?
ma'am.
Well,
They come down there.
So, I mean,
All the
when
time,
we
every day.
feed these
Why?
ferals, other animals come in to prey on them as well. I mean, you get coyotes and foxes will come in, especially when they're kittens.
foxes
Oh,
aren't, not
We
unless they're
do
kittens
have a
and
lot
they're
of
that
foxes.
hungry.
Girl, I beg to differ. I watched a fox, and it was because I was worried it was
They
it
are
was
that hungry, they will. But
it was
I'm
an
not,
8 to 10 pound cat from our area that fox took over
Oh,
to the concrete pile and had dinner for not just it, but its family.
that's fine, but
They
I got
will-
pictures of them on my porch eating with the other ones
They
waiting their turn.
They will absolutely eat the bigger cats. I
You know.
mean, kitties are easier, but the hawks do that too.
Oh,
in all
yeah.
fairness. So
So,
I think our issue is we need to really focus in the next few months, especially because it's spring now,
Right.
and get as many as we can fixed.
My mama is 10 years old, and she is not knocked up yet, and I am so happy I can't even see straight.
do you still have Zeus?
Yes, I do. I have Zeus, I have Lily, I have Spicy, I have
Oh, Lord.
Handsome, I have Stinker, I have Storm, I have Lightning, I have
Kennel.
Ace, I
I can't
have,
get a license yet.
I have,
Gosh.
let's see, Sugar Girl, I have
Oh, God,
Scrub,
we're gonna be here
I
all
have
night.
Pretty Boy. Let's see,
What's
and
a
I have,
kennel license?
I have Penny, I
Well, I
have
think she's-
Peanut,
Anything
and I have
5 or more.
Pete, and I have
Oh, my God.
Mama.
You're gonna need a
Sweet
rest.
Mama.
See?
Now, anybody else want to know how many I have? And that was taking 4 from down by cyclone and bringing them down because those would go with me.
Do you
Now,
have
how
a
much
litter
is the
box
city?
out back?
Now,
Lot
Mama
kennel
Callie,
license.
Mama Callie girl,
And is there a limit to the license?
and
Like,
is
is there a
Cruella,
cap?
and Princess, and Big Daddy Dog, and
She's
Caesar
still
are the
there.
only 5 I've got left over at Brian's. And those things have been feral for so long. You go out there and try to catch them, because I'm telling you right now, they will dodge you can surround them by those cages, and they will dodge, they will eat, they know how to tiptoe in them, they know how to
If we could
tiptoe
get the
out.
males, it would be even better, but for every female, I mean, you're looking at a
Earl's
litter of
taken
3
in
to...
several males.
Oh,
He's,
thank God.
yeah.
Oh, They're outside every night.
Oh, you know.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
But mine are
Every
put
night I'm
up,
going out
mine
there.
are put up every
Okay.
single night.
So let's get some kennel.
Yes, let me get those over to you,
Okay.
and
So,
And you'll
probably
have to
bring
show
them
me.
Saturday, and I'll show you how to
Okay.
run, because Sunday's gonna be a little sketchy outside.
so what I'm asking,
I do want to additionally say something as far as, like, let's utilize Sam to pick up these cats.
Okay, because that's where I'm running into the issue. I don't mind taking
only
them over
thing
there,
that
and I know
he's-
that,
yeah.
now that Tina knows how to get over there and back,
Like Tina,
she
Sam.
does it.
The only thing Samuel will need to know
Is where they get put
is
back to.
where to put them back.
And maybe it's one of those things, especially if she traps them, if he could take them to her and they're more comfortable for her, like she would release them.
Oh, no, Mary would be different.
Yeah, it's whatever. I can, like I said,
Well, I'm
mornings
talking
aren't a
about
problem.
releasing, like if releasing, if she's home,
Right.
she can release them
Yes,
and reset.
yes.
I guess the last one Tina took over, she tried to take out of the kennel road and it got away and
No, that was
still
the-
haven't caught it.
That's the time before.
Yeah.
This last one, she,
What about down at Casey's? What, do we have anything?
Do we have
well,
a trap?
I'm gonna tell you where a lot of those cats are coming from.
next door,
Yes, right in that barn at Reeves.
Yeah,
Guys, I'm
because
telling
they-
you that right now, that's where a
That's
lot
why
of
they
them are
need to
coming
quit
from.
feeding them. They're just gonna get ran over. As a business.
There was 4 in the parking lot when I went
Should
over
not.
Oh,
there.
that ain't bad.
that's nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, I got a picture of at least 100
Will
there.
somebody?
At least.
Come up there?
Now, see, this is where you get
Those
into
are
the
barn
thing about
cats coming
finding,
from the farm and
finding
eating
people
good.
for feeding feral cats, and
Mhm.
they get discouraged because they're tired of paying the
Well, the
bills
thing is,
and-
the lady behind there, the catty corner that lives over there by them, she feeds them. She's been feeding them for years. You're not gonna get these people to stop feeding them. They're gonna die.
Yeah, but at some point, we can also fund the fixing, when
With
that
the
We
becomes an
fines,
fund,
yeah.
we
issue.
fund, it's a
Here's the
multi-step
city of
thing.
Gossel. Any person who keeps or harbors cats is permitted to feed only those cats, subject to the limitation in section 2-302, which states, "There shall not be more than 3 cats at any residential or commercial address within the city." And the penalties is a fine and/or imprisonment for a term of up to 30 days. First time, $50.
Morgan,
Second time,
you're just gonna have to
$100.
stop, because I'm gonna tell you right
Yeah.
now, I know for a fact, Gossela is not enforcing that, and
Oh, sure.
they're having malfunctions with it right now because they're not following through.
Right, I'm
Because
just
I know
saying,
people that are in that fight right now.
I'm just saying,
No.
there are
Yeah.
other places that have
Yeah.
fines separate from cats.
Okay.
So
Also-
the reason I brought this up is
Because
I'm
I'm
trying
not
to put it
gonna-
out.
I know.
Pay huge fines
know.
for.
I mean, Casey's
For
can afford the
fine
fine. I'm just saying, because eventually, it is going to have to be done. I don't know that we're there yet. And it will
So-
also help us fund to take care
Yes.
of the animals so they're not
Yes,
reproducing.
so we
Right,
can,
right.
yes.
There's, listen,
So
there
it's-
are ways around it. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you put a bowl of food in your garage and you have a doggy door and all 30 cats are coming in eating, what's the city gonna be doing about that?
The other
I
thing
guess
Because
with,
you can't find me for raccoons and everything else eating my cat food. You know what I mean? Like, we're still gonna have issues, let's be
Well, the
honest.
reason I brought it up was to put it out there, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is the way it's gonna be, I'm saying,
We need
please,
to think
take
about
a,
it.
take a look and think about it, and let's come up with a way
Well, I
to
just-
do something like
I
that.
don't like when, and it's no offense, but I couldn't, I mean,
I know,
I just,
the
It's
other
hard to
thing
say
with
in South
Casey's to help, maybe, I mean, I know people are feeding them and
well,
that,
one needs to be put down up there. And if
But-
I see it again, I'm taking him
It's a
in.
health hazard.
but
It's
other
food.
people feeding them, this problem won't solve that. But another thing with Casey's is we have codes about trash dumpsters that say they're supposed to be sealed with a lid.
yes.
So if their trash dumpster's open and cats are going and feeding
No,
themselves.
no,
Then
they
that's
do- no, they do
something
not.
that-
No,
okay.
they do not.
I was just thinking that would help.
No,
Yeah,
they're
they-
not feeding them out of the dumpsters.
Yeah.
No, they got specific bowls right next to the back door.
Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, they do.
I do.
I always see them buy
And
the
you know what?
trash.
I'm
so
telling
I
you,
just
all
wondered.
the food that they have to throw away, you guys, goes to those cats. It is being used, utilized, instead of
And is
thrown in
it
those
bad
trash
for
bins.
cats to eat human food?
Obviously not.
It does not hurt my,
Thriving.
my daughter's cat loves pizza. So.
But I'm just telling you, to me, that's a benefit.
And popcorn.
So,
Oh,
You know.
gosh, okay.
we need
Okay.
to figure out the Casey's deal, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay, So,
Well,
something we're gonna
I'll
have
be
to.
home all day.
Okay,
So
sounds
you
good.
just-
I'll drop them off
I
to
was
you.
gonna say, just look for the cats.
And I'll show
And
you, I'll show you how to
watch
rig
out.
them up and everything.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
really easy. You'll be fine. You'll
It's
be
super
fine.
easy.
You'll be fine. Thanks so much for coming. It's nice to see
Well,
you.
like I said, I saw that on the thing and I said,
Yeah.
oh my God, I
Yes.
better go.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. It was nice seeing you.
Alright, do you wanna cover the pool in there, or just,
Yes, put an ad out and see where we can go
okay.
for managers, lifeguards.
Lifeguards,
Need to get it rolling. See if there's, no? Need a drink here? I got a
No.
drink over here.
Choke on her spit.
No, it's,
It's usually what I do when I swallow the wrong thing.
I've had it for a week.
She's gonna make me spit.
I've had it for a week.
Oh,
Okay.
lingering.
I sent you an email, just so you look, it's just, there was a thing on the clerks group that somebody asked what the going rate was for pools. And it's not to pay people, it's like daily admission fee, pool party fee, whatever. Just if you wanna compare, there's 2 cities that replied and they're similar but not same population.
Okay.
So,
All right.
So we can.
I sent it to you and to Mary.
Okay.
We'll post it.
I'm not ready to come over there and start that.
I know, whacking her on the back till she can hawk up that sucker.
All right.
It waits until I lay down.
I mean, do we have like any other ideas for a pool? Cause we've got a fence that's not working very well.
Well,
We got
I'm gonna be honest with you, I
What?
talked to Austin about this.
lifeguard stands,
I'm-
we've got diving board.
I'm, like I was talking to Austin, there ain't no reason why you couldn't turn that pool into a water park. Squirt things, all that stuff.
Splash pad.
Just a splash pad, a big splash pad, you guys, because I'm telling you right now. And this is no
So-
offense, and I'm not, but, and I know you think you will, I know you have hopes for it.
I do not have hopes.
No
for it. I
hopes.
said a splash pad 2 years ago.
I'm just saying, no, but you hope you can find, and you can say I sound conceited, whatever, I don't care what you say, but you will never find anybody that loved that pool more than me.
Now,
And I'm being honest, you will not.
We had this talk. At this point, it's about trying to find someone, Mary's done it for 20 years. It's trying to find someone that will do it for the next 20. You're trying to train the next generation.
But the thing is, how much more money do we have to lose?
It's a community service. If
You know, and I
see
get it.
as anything other than that,
Yeah.
you're in
I
the
know,
wrong mindset.
But are we getting to the point where we're running out of options for managers? Are we running out of options for lifeguards? I mean, I guess we'll find out this year. How many applied, how many,
so my question
How
would-
old does a manager have to be?
a manager needs to be over the age of 18.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but,
No,
I
just-
agree.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Me
think
too.
at some places where
Bless you.
they can hire at 16, you can be a manager, but I don't think you have the mindset
no,
to
you
be a
don't.
manager.
I
at
just
the
wanna
age.
make sure we
Yeah.
put that out there.
Right.
So my question would be, if we did do a splash pad,
Who's going to pay for that?
well, we'll put that aside. But
Okay.
Like he said, there's water flowing all over the place, and you got lines and stuff. It's not something that can't happen, correct?
Brian, we've already
can
got,
make it happen.
we've already got filtration. I mean,
Exactly,
it's not- it's-
absolutely.
It's old
It's
filtration, but
just
it'll do
cementing
it.
it.
It's
But
cementing
the-
and putting, hoops and,
Right, but the
Buckets.
thing is, are we charging for it? Is it a free?
no, it's a
free-
free.
No, now Austin said we need to add a certain amount to everybody's water bill
Yes.
to maintain it and everything else.
I think
$5 to what, $4 to $5 you said?
Well, what I told you is we need to figure out how much everything costs. When
Right.
do you wanna have it paid off by? Then you take everyone in town,
Mhm.
divide that by blah, 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 12 months, however many years, and then you basically just,
And I also
everyone gets a
think-
card that lives here in town.
Yeah.
I
Well,
tried
you don't
that.
get a card. Have you been? to-
Public access.
Like,
yeah.
it's public
It's not even
access.
this.
I mean, the one in
everywhere.
Inman, you
I
go
just
up and
don't
push
think
a
you wanna
button
take
and
the
it
pool
stays
away.
running for
Yeah.
a certain
I
period
just,
of time.
Yeah.
the other
They
thing
have
that I'm
water.
gonna say is,
Yes,
we have a lot
big,
of,
big things of
Yeah.
water to dump on your
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
It
No,
fills
they
the
shut-
bucket,
they
it
shut
dumps
down
over.
last year.
but
They
you,
did a lot of it,
there's
yeah.
one in Galva. How much do you pay
Heston.
for that?
Heston
Heston.
is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one in
I know,
Hillsboro's nice.
Yeah,
Is it?
Hayesville has one.
Yes,
You
very
walk
nice.
up, it's next to the pool. is a free thing. We're providing a free service as it is anyway.
Right.
But that being said, we do have some businesses that may help us fund that, right? Fundraisers or something like that, and then that's where
Right.
what's left, you
Mhm.
get into the additional, but
But-
we also need to
And we
look
have
for
discussed that.
sponsors.
And we have,
We have banks that might sponsor something.
Absolutely,
HCI might
100%.
sponsor something, you know?
But
I
do we,
tried to do the thing of putting some dollars on water bills, and that went over well.
Yeah, that went over like a
Yeah,
turkey punch
yeah,
bowl, let's be
that
honest,
was-
when we talked about
I know
doing
they
that
do
for
that
the
in
pool.
Marquette.
But
For
I
the
think
pool.
it's a great idea now, like I did then.
but do we owe something to Hess to put that in originally?
I think it's something that we need to look at, because the pool's not gonna last forever.
I'm just,
And when we
I don't
get
think
to
so, I
that,
mean, we're still utilizing that area, we're still
I'm just asking.
utilizing the
no, that's a
pool
good
stuff.
question.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
but
saying?
they did it, I mean,
But Hess could be contacted and say, look, here's where we're at.
well, I mean, they need to be told, I mean,
And
it's just
and
not,
we
it's not a
don't-
moneymaker. and
We
it's
don't wanna
costing
doze
us-
everything to the ground, we don't wanna flatten it.
and we
We
can
wanna
keep
do
the
something
name on
with
it for a
Absolutely.
splash
A
pad.
splash pad or.
I
Absolutely.
wonder if you could look at renting the building, where, like the concession stand area, and somebody could have like a snow cone building. You know, just like they have in Galva. It's a permanent building, because then they could open and close, you know, a door or gate or whatever on each side, the in and out of the pool.
Right.
And then there's still bathroom access during the daytime when the snow cone
Right.
shack is open.
Right.
There's a
Right.
snack if you want it, or a
Right.
bottle of water.
Well, that would solve our bathroom and park issue too, wouldn't
Sure
I mean, it
would.
wouldn't be there all the time. I don't know how the snow cone shack in Galva, I don't know how year-round they operate when they open.
I
and
think they
close.
just do like the summertime hours over there,
And
but
they don't have their splash pad going, do
not a lot of the time. And this would be, if
I think it's
we
restricted.
figured it out, guys, this could be a big splash pad. I mean, I'm
Right.
not talking minimal splash pad,
Yeah,
I'm talking
the one in
good
Galva is like
You know, but it
smaller
would be,
than the,
but it
like
would
the
be
size of
Austin
this table, yeah.
figuring out, like, you know, he likes doing stuff like that. Oh, just shush it, you were happy the other night. Figuring out where, you know, fun things that he can put here or do that, or it, but I'm just telling you, you guys, we gotta do something, but we're still giving the
But this is-
community something.
This is in the future, this is not
Right.
happening in the next,
Right.
this is years down the
Right,
road.
right.
But-
And something we need to think
We'll see
of.
what bites we get for,
Yeah.
Right.
Do you want me to put the job description out, or do you want me to just say we're now taking
no, just
applications?
taking it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just wanna clarify, I was happy about it,
I know,
but I don't wanna get rid of the pool itself still.
I think it's too soon for that.
but I
I
think it's
want
coming,
them
guys,
to add-
coming sooner than later, because there's just not,
We're one malfunction away from it being,
I'm being serious,
You know.
because I just feel like it's just,
It's a
Oh,
big
it
problem.
is.
Rhonda and I did
So,
look into the cost to do some of the stuff that we'd like to do to that, a splash pad, and new filters, and it's like,
oh, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to take out that whole north side there, put a zero entry coming in there,
Yeah.
put up a little eagle's nest,
Sure,
with a little
sure.
eagle for the kids to, like they do in Mac. Oh, I've got ideas, honey, I could
Yeah.
throw them out there to you all day long. Put in a lazy river throughout that whole park.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, let's get real.
okay, we need to move along.
Okay.
yeah, we do.
Anyway.
Okay, so we're
Okay.
down to.
I'm not trying to,
I know, but we need to get.
but we're
I
pipe
get-
dreaming and it's after 8 o'clock
Yeah.
and we haven't
Okay,
even done
so-
pictures.
What's the age for lifeguards, Mary, 15?
Yes, 15, have to be
Is it
15.
15?
Okay, we need
Okay.
to do the lawnmower and insurance.
Let's get the lawnmower.
Real quick before we touch on that, across the street at the doghouse, you know, they'll be doing boarding, I keep calling it bordering, boarding.
And that is
Um,
that's a neat place, that's cool.
We let Rhonda in the other night so she could see. But I told Desiree she needs to come up, be put on the agenda for next week, because something that no other boarding facility offers is to stay with your pets at the facility. They leave your animals there, just like at the vet office, when they say, we have to keep your pet overnight to make sure they're okay. But what they do at 5 o'clock, they put them in a kennel that's 2 by 3,
Yeah.
and they leave them there all night long. They don't go in and check on them. But she wants to be able to, when they have overnight pets, the option, not that she would do it every time, but the option to stay up there. They do have a break room area where we put a futon and a love seat and a TV and everything, and they have a refrigerator and a bathroom and all the accommodations that you would need to stay the night there. And so I told her to come and ask the city for permission. I said we could either get it zoned as an occupied building, because there would be animals there as well overnight. Even if they didn't stay, there would still be living things in the building overnight. Or have a sign put up that says when boarding is in process, like when there are overnight animals, because it's not going to be every day, right?
Right.
It's Canton, so it's going to be as frequent as you would imagine. Put a sign up in the window that says there's boarding activity in progress, so that anybody would know there's people or pets inside at the moment, you know.
I
Like
mean,
your fire.
Right, because I remember when they were talking about Dee's place, the people wanted to live there, you know,
That was
and
a
they
whole
said,
different-
that was a whole different thing,
Because
but.
there weren't facilities
Yeah.
for living.
Right, but yeah, they have a whole setup. I mean, they have a bathroom, they have a sink, they have, you know,
kitchen.
3 exits to leave the building.
But
like-
I also think that showering was an issue with the other place, and that's not gonna be the case.
No,
I
and they
understand.
have their own personal property, you know, they live a quarter mile away from the building, so if they need a shower,
Right.
you know. So I did tell her that she needs to be put on the agenda. I just wanted to make sure, because I'm obviously not gonna be able to vote on it.
Would
But
that
I
be-
wanted to make sure the council.
I mean, I
what the
understand, but it's
council thought.
living there, staying there, aren't they two different things?
Yes.
Yes.
It's no different than at the station, if someone is an out-of-town tech, or for some reason, you have people sleeping in that building.
Yes.
Living is different than
Yeah,
occupying.
It's not a residence, you know.
You see what I'm saying? Whereas if you're working overnight,
Right.
technically if the bar's open till 2, they're open overnight, you
Right.
might leave at 2.
And my mom has said, you know, we've worked up here till 5 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning on nights.
So it's
You know.
versus, do we have to give permission because it's not,
And if we don't, that's fine, but
I'm
I
just
wanted to
asking.
make sure.
Yeah, like it's,
You're not
Occup-
hiding anything.
Yes.
no, and rightfully so, but the
Yeah.
question is, you're not living there, you're working there.
Yeah, it's
And
literally
we don't have a
working, yeah.
stipulation
Partying
on,
with the pooches, that's what's
Mhm.
going on.
we don't have a stipulation on hours of business on Main Street, do we?
Not-
So if your work happens
Only if you're serving
overnight,
alcohol.
fair point.
They won't be making margaritas in there, let me tell you.
Puppies and pints, there you go.
Puppy punch.
But, that's why I wonder if
I
that's,
don't, what's everybody's thought?
it's not a residence, it's working.
I think that you should ask the attorney what the legalities are.
Unless,
To
we
make
may
sure
not
that-
even need,
Well, make sure that we're covered, so we don't find ourselves in some legal hot water for allowing something that we need to do
but
something
I'm saying,
different.
we don't, nobody's going to be living there, they're working there.
It's an overnight shift watching
It's an
animals.
overnight shift at a
It's
business.
a job.
Yeah.
That would be
Do you,
fine.
see what I'm saying? Nobody is residing
Yeah,
there,
there's no.
they
place.
are
Well,
working
overnight,
there.
overnight shifts, you're talking about the pet owners staying.
If-
No,
No,
the
my-
dog.
The building owner, the
The worker, the
business
owner.
owner,
Business
yeah.
Oh,
Right.
that's like night security guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like, that's
be-
what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there, she just said, we want the option, because some people don't want their pets left all night,
Yeah.
Well, but
overnight.
what if
That's
you,
like
you know,
what if you have a pet that,
Or
like
they're
storms?
anxious, they've never, been away from
Yeah.
home yet, you know.
And
She
even
said
at
we want
that,
the option to be able to stay there with them to make
Right.
sure they're comfortable and
and
not
as it moves
scared
along,
and-
it may not be her, it may be an employee, right?
Right.
That sort of thing. It's more of a,
That should be an
it's
issue.
more of a, you're operating
And-
your business,
And we do
not
have
living there.
insurance on the building, liability coverage, all of that, to cover if there
No,
was
whatever
an
comes
accident
up,
or
it's that's
anything.
night security to protect the
Yeah,
animals.
exactly.
I mean,
I mean,
I
if it
would
was
say-
PetSmart's policies, their policy is, let the pets die, you save yourself, no matter what, in anything, tornado, fire, doesn't matter.
There ain't no way.
But there's no way that
I'm
we're
grabbing
doing
the pen.
business that way, so.
I will just, the sign and the door saying it's occupied, I think that's good on 2 fronts, definitely for, any emergency situation.
Mhm.
Because you
Right.
wanna know that you're going in to find someone, or
Yeah.
animals, right? But also them knowing that, they're gonna know that, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, they're gonna
yeah.
know that, and they're gonna look for that. But having it occupied, I think also might, people aren't used to seeing someone's moving around in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is somebody jumping through the ceiling?
So it might save the sheriff's office a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So then, should I tell her to come up and get on the agenda, or,
I think it's,
because she's not gonna live there?
she's not living there,
It'll
she's
just
working
be-
there,
yeah.
and we can't stipulate what the hours they work on.
Right.
Not here or in the business
Yeah, it's
district.
business
anything
related
else.
only,
Yes.
you know.
Should be an issue.
Okay.
I don't, does anyone disagree with that?
No, because I've been at the Legion before cleaning it till 4 or 5 in the morning,
That's
so.
exactly it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that she wants to complain about it.
The mower.
Just
The
close.
mower, we'll move on.
If no, it's fine, but would you be obliged to do insurance first?
Oh, so you,
That way, if you have questions, I can look something up or print it, and then I can go get my
Okay.
tools.
okay,
That, and Austin can stay for the mower,
okay,
but
Okay,
okay,
just so I can get them in bed.
yeah, gotcha, okay.
all right.
I don't mean to rush you. I
No,
just-
That's
no, you're
fine,
fine.
that's fine.
It is 8:15.
I just
So-
meant, could we do it next?
No, that's fine,
Take
it's
as long as you need.
8:15, so yeah, let's rock and roll.
And you did the.
Yeah, so I put together the spreadsheet, I took the total costs, that includes medical and dental, for 2025. I put the cost separate for 2026, and then the total. So we have your medical cost per person, then broken down, then the dental, then the total cost. The change from 2025 to 2026 overall cost was actually 8.6%, not the 3%. Now, medical-wise, it may have just been on employees 3%, but overall, it was an 8.6% increase. So then in the next timelines, I did the 8.6%, just if the employee covered the cost of the increase, right? Then I went to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I broke it down to what the monthly cost would be, and then the bi-weekly payroll deduction in pink. And then the total amount the city would cover versus monthly versus what the employee would cover, and the percentage of that coverage. So at no point does the employee even get close, even if they're technically paying 30% of their dependents coverage, the most is actually 22%, because we're still covering the dental and the, and the employee. So, those are the different options based on the current employees. Obviously, Samuel's the city's 100% because he's just an employee. So the breakdowns are really only for employees with dependents, but if you look at just say Ethan, for example, it's $36.58 a paycheck, which I feel is very reasonable, if they just covered the 8.6. 10% at the 42. I don't feel like any of these dollar amounts are unfair, even at the 30%. I pay more than any of these at 30% just for me and my husband. And we have a company who pays a majority of our health care. And we are considered a small business because we only have 40 employees. So I feel like these prices, based on what I've paid in the past, are not something that we can't do. One thing that I did talk to Scott about was, I obviously don't want employees to be blindsided with, oh, you're gonna start at 30% a deduction, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't advise that.
I wouldn't advise that on any group.
I am very much not okay with jumping straight to the
Right,
gate.
so
at
what
all.
I had suggested is maybe like a step-in plan. So we say, okay, we're gonna only charge, for example, this is just throwing it out here, the 8.6% effective, say, June 1st, right? And until the plan is renegotiated for January, you'll pay the 8.6%. At which time, when the plan's renewed for the year one, we're going to go up to the 10%. It depends on where we want to end at, right? I wouldn't go more than 2 years step in. So if you wanted to end at, say, 20%, you would go from the 8.6 to the 15 at the year one. And then on year two, which would be like 2028, then you jump it to the 20%. That way it's not something that's just hitting them all at once, and they'll see a gradual increase just like we would, just because of the cost of insurance premiums going up over that time as well. But that is covering 100% of the employee
dental for the whole family, and the employee only paying the portion of their dependents that they have covered.
So what savings are we gonna get out of that?
So, I didn't do the whole savings for each category because I ran out of time. But basically you would take, let's just say for the 8.6%, I can do it
I mean,
really fast.
you guys,
yeah.
that's $120,000 a year.
So it'd be
That's a lot of money for you.
176, 63
And I'm sorry, but I don't like paying that out of my tax dollars. I think that's fraudulent
26.
spending, and I don't like it.
plus, let me see here, that's Ethan, and then Morgan, $98.22 times 12. So a year, at the 8.6%, it's a yearly reduction to the city of $4,249.32.
Say that number again.
4249.32. That's a drop in the hat. I mean,
Absolutely.
at the 5% based on the current rate, which if we started at the 8.6, we would never even see this savings because it would be based on a new review of the insurance.
Absolutely.
The dollar amount would probably go up a couple of dollars, you know.
Mhm.
But just as a guesstimate here, for the 10%, 21 times 12, you're looking at $4,900 and $49.41.12. And it's gonna just go up a little tiny bit each step, you know.
That's not much savings at all, at
It's-
$120,000 a year.
I will say, the 120, I don't know if you got that number just from doing last year's figures,
The
but
120 of what?
$120,000 a year.
So the yearly cost right now for insurance premiums, the city cost.
$97,968, I have the.
$97,990.92
That's
is
still a
what,
lot of
yeah.
dang money. That's almost $100,000 a year. That's a lot of money, guys.
Yeah, it
That
is a lot of
a
money.
lot of money.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I don't want my tax dollars going for all that. I'm sorry.
There,
I'm
but
gonna
there are
sound rude.
certain things that we do have to cover.
$100,000 a year?
$100,000 a year, basically, yeah.
That's a lot of money,
There are
guys.
certain things we do have to cover by state and federal
Right.
regulations.
That's
So
fine, but it's not,
some of this is considered,
Wow.
what I'm gonna tell you is operating costs. If you hire a living, breathing person, you are gonna have operating costs.
I don't mind covering the employee, but why do we
I
have
know.
to cover the family as well? To me, that's what I don't understand.
I hear
I
you.
mean, there are people in this town who don't even have insurance, and they're taking tax dollars and paying for our employees' families. That is not right, you guys. That is so wrong on so many levels. I'm sorry, but I am not gonna vote for any of this.
What has
Period.
happened over the years is that we had payroll, and the only thing that was really keeping people here was the benefit package we were offering. And we had a lot of trouble finding people to replace the last crew that left. Part of it had to do with trying to get rid of our insurance and stuff a couple of years ago. It created a lot of problems. People were really reluctant to come in here and even talk to us about working.
Okay, it wasn't even, and that's not even the way it went down. The way it went down and got dropped was completely out of line, the way they dropped it and everything else, and I hate it when people bring that up, because that was so not even the truth. When we are dropping $100,000 a year for, I don't mind for the employee, but for their families, that is not right. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody pay for me and my husband's insurance. We spit out $900, almost $1,000 a month for us to have insurance, and that's through a big corporation.
That's right, but
I mean,
you're not-
come
you're not
on.
the city.
And we
Yeah.
need, no offense,
Okay.
do we need 2 city clerks at full time?
You're welcome to come in anytime.
You know,
and see,
and
no,
no
let
offense.
me finish, because you asked a question. And I will defend it.
Okay, but being on Facebook
No.
is not defending it to me.
Stop so I can answer your question, or don't ask. If you would like to see what we do on a regular basis, you're welcome to come up here and sit. You can see how many people walk in for things other than making their utility payment. You can see how many times the phone rings and we only have one line. And we're currently not getting half the calls that come in. Apparently we have a phone problem. You're also welcome to see how many bills come in on a regular basis and how many emails come in
And
on a
that's
regular
fine,
basis.
and I'll justify paying your insurance.
I literally
But what
just-
justifies us paying for family benefits? That's what
That's
you
not
need.
the question you
Can you
asked.
stand in front front of a whole group of people and explain to them why we need to pay for your family's insurance? That's all I'm saying.
But at the end of the day, she doesn't have to justify this.
Well, this is just.
Not one of our employees have to justify this because they did not make the decision, just like we did not make the decision.
No.
We are looking at this with an open mind. You didn't make the decision to pay 100%, and she didn't make the
We need to
decision
make
for
a
them to do it.
difference, not $5,000 difference a month. That's not even making a difference. That's not even trying to come to, you know,
And I
some
think
kind
it
of
has to be
savings.
done reasonably.
But we don't need, and no offense,
But-
but I also heard people worrying about how much paychecks were gonna be.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I mean, I
Because
get it, but
I'm just gonna round it up to
It's
300
not
because
like-
that's easier for me, Mary.
it's not like they're
But-
not getting paid decently.
Take a breath. I'm not saying they're not. But if you think $600 a month is no big deal, I will take your check every month. I will take your $600 check every month if it's not a big deal.
We're paying, me and my husband alone are paying almost $1,000 a
I
month.
understand that. But what I'm saying to you is if you think it's not a big deal to instantly drop $600 on something, this is the decision of buying a vehicle, getting another
You know
payment on a
what?
house
Don't
or
explain it to
something.
me anymore because I'm not voting for
I-
this.
No,
I'm not,
we're
period.
not voting on it at all. What I'm
But we will,
saying
the next
is,
meeting is, but we need
Okay.
to show a
but
difference.
let me finish my thought. What I'm saying is that is a big chunk and we need to be responsible about it. I'm not saying it shouldn't change. I'm saying that we should be responsible about it.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not attacking you, because I do agree it's ridiculous to pay all of the insurance, because I've always had to pay my own
It's
insurance.
ridiculous.
But you, like when I brought up, you know, people getting the citations because they need to have their house painted because it's, you know, it's bad for the home structure to not be sealed and painted, right? And there
who
was
can
a
afford it?
comment made about, well, they can't afford,
Absolutely.
you know, to pay to get their house painted or whatever. But you have to also remember that these employees have been dependent on this income.
Absolutely,
And to
but,
just take it away
but
would
to
be
take-
the same as
but
saying you
to
have to
take
pay the
tax
fine.
dollars out of people's,
I
to
completely
do that,
agree.
could come back to them to paint their house.
Yeah,
I mean, let's, you
I
know what I'm saying?
completely agree. I completely agree. So we
I mean,
have to be
it's a
mindful on
it's-
both sides.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. There are people in this town that can't even afford it, and it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind.
But, and you can say that, I mean, and I understand that.
blows
There
my
are
mind.
financial burdens on people, and what I choose not to do.
I mean, where
It's
does all of
put
our
more
tax,
people in that
we pay the most
situation.
taxes over in that corner. Where's all of our tax dollars going?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Pretty
You
much.
can say that same thing, and I choose
Pretty
not to
much.
put that burden on somebody else as far as, boom, all at once. Because, okay, Crystal, what's the saving on the 30%?
So on the 30%, it's $14,828.40.
How did you come up with that? That's
It
something.
takes the amount that you would have a portion of for the monthly fee based on the percentage. So I take the medical only for the dependents
Which I
times
got
30%.
for a month, only the dependents.
Or like on yours, for example? Okay, so for like yours, for
No, I did everybody.
Oh, did everybody?
I did a total for dependents only,
Okay.
healthcare only,
Mhm.
and it was $4,633
For what?
for dependents per month.
The cost?
Yeah,
Okay,
the
let me-
total cost for all the dependents that are
Okay, let me
currently
add that
on
up from the spreadsheet.
our city
here.
insurance is
182.
$4,633.
A
I have
month.
it
A
all
month.
typed out, yep,
A
per
month.
month.
That's
So
a
just
lot.
for the dependents, I have it all added up here as well. So 205,484 plus 60.
4,633.
921.67 plus. And I'm not counting Austin, I'm only counting the children because he would
Oh.
get it free no matter
I
what.
counted Austin.
Yeah, so I didn't count Austin because even if you guys weren't married, he would still be getting his insurance for
I
free. You know?
wasn't,
Yeah. So I've got, and Samuel doesn't count because he doesn't have dependents. So I got 4,246.02. That is the medical cost for all dependents for the covered employees, okay? So what that does is you take that amount, but I broke it down by employee so we would have a cost per employee. I didn't do it as an overall number. I'd have to add those numbers up.
But basically, if I take, let's just use you, Morgan, as an example. Now, this is only for your 3 kids because, again, not counting Austin.
Right.
So the total for your 3 kids is like $1,142.13. And 30% of that is $342.64. Now you take that times 12.
Okay, hold on, go back. You said, how much was the cost for my dependent?
$1142.13, and that's based on $380.71 per child. And that was based off the printout that we had at the meeting.
I don't know what it is.
But you do have it at $380.71 a month, right? For the 3 kids, yeah. So that is $1142.13 per month. Then you take that and you times it by 30% for the monthly amount. That's where you get $342.64. Then you take that amount and you times it by 12 and divide it by 26 because you're on a bi-weekly pay schedule, not a monthly 2 times a month schedule. So then the payroll deduction comes out to $158.14 per pay period, right? Now when you take that for each employee and you subtract the amount being paid monthly by the employee for 12 months, it's $14,823.48. So the city would save $14,823, and the employees would pay, that's all employees combined, that's their monthly contribution to the $97,000 cost. So we're paying, the city's paying, what would it be? $83,000, and the employees combined are paying $14,000.
There's still a significant amount for insurance, no matter which way.
Exactly, and then like I said, because we're paying for the employee, right, and because we're paying for the dental for family, right, it still only equals out that the employee's actually paying for their health benefits, only 22%.
Yeah.
It's not even a full 30%.
Yeah.
Because we're covering the extras. So, and if it's like Morgan, for example, because obviously both of them are covered, you would only be paying 15% of your cost because you both get it at 100%. So, just the math of it works out that way. And then like for Ethan, his percent is 17% because he only has the 2 dependents, whereas Erin, hers is going to be a higher percent because she has more dependents to cover, right? So that's how it kind of works out. And I have a copy of it.
So to me,
if
that's,
you want one,
to me,
but
that's
it
not
hasn't.
even
No, it's
high.
fine.
Yeah.
I just totaled up
22%.
from this bill, and when you gave the savings, it didn't match what I had, so I was just asking how you got the number.
Yeah.
I got a different number, but I obviously didn't figure my own insurance correctly, so.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, I broke it down separate because you guys.
And I didn't, I
Yeah.
did the totals all together, so.
Right.
In 1 year, the total for every person on our insurance currently is $97,968.
Yes, that is correct.
So, for dependents only, in 1 month, it's $4,112, which times 12 for the year then is $49,344. And then I figured up the savings if it went to 70/30, the savings for the city would be $14,000.
But you're taking that off of a straight 30, you're not accounting for the dental.
No,
in
all
there.
I did was
Yeah.
how
You just
much.
took it by 30%.
All I did was, 70/30,
Yeah.
just for the dependent cost of health insurance.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't do anything for dental or anything like that.
Yeah. So this
But
has all the
then-
dental and stuff factored into it as well.
But then I just figured up off that savings, that
Mhm.
$14,000 that you'd saved, divided by our yearly total to get how much percentage of our
Mhm.
total
The
healthcare cost in the
97,000,
year.
mhm.
Yeah, just for healthcare, and it's 15%.
Yeah,
So that,
and that's the average over the employees.
no, I'm saying that's the savings to the city.
Yeah,
Is
which is
15%.
what the spreadsheet shows.
I just figured it off of this bill to see how different it was.
Yeah,
The
no,
only
it's the
thing that's
same.
been brought to my attention by an employee is the stipend, where we would either offer a stipend and/or insurance. And this might work for the group that we have now. I'm not saying,
The only thing
I'm
about a
not saying
stipend
this-
is, you can't have insurance and a stipend. You either provide a stipend and your employees find their own insurance, or you have insurance.
So
That's
you
right.
can't do.
You can't do one
No.
employee with a stipend
Okay,
and give
okay.
insurance
I
benefits
asked
to
Blue
another.
Cross and they did not tell me that.
Well, with a group of 4 employees, you would not do that. It's
Yeah.
not a smart business
It's
decision,
all-
because
it's all in
every
one
person you take off of that plan increases your premiums.
Yep.
So
They
it's,
told me it didn't change anything.
well, it's still a business decision, and as a financial
Okay,
person, I'm saying it would not make
I'm looking at
sense.
options, that's
Yeah.
all I'm doing.
And then you look at, like, what would the stipend be? Like, what would we offer them as a stipend? Like, what's a common amount? Does anybody know? Like, I've never worked for a company who provided the stipends, because they've all provided medical.
It's either been, we provide you with insurance or we don't. I've never experienced a stipend.
But
So
my
what was the
question
stipend
is,
for Galva when
yeah,
you were
what,
working there?
you have one there?
It's like
It was
1100.
Okay, and that was for you,
It was
and
what?
you were
It's
expected
like
to,
1100.
Okay.
and that was a month that you got? Okay, and you were expected to cover your whole family with that $1,100, right?
And that was also
Basically.
taxed.
Because they didn't offer you insurance to get family coverage,
That was
okay?
also subject to
No.
payroll taxes.
Yes.
So you got charged taxes like it was income.
Like income, yeah. So
Right.
at the end of the year, it looks like you made more.
Because they paid you, but
Right.
technically, I would think a stipend should be tax exempt because it would be for health insurance, but if you choose not, here's the kicker. You can choose not to obtain health insurance and use that money as additional income, which is probably why they tax it, because they can't force you
I
to
think
spend
there's
it.
loopholes.
On
There is-
insurance.
There is loopholes
Right.
with the bookkeeping stuff that would go with doing a non-taxable stipend for the
Right.
employees is
So,
unbelievably.
now, let's just pretend that that 1,100 is their expectation for Austin, but they knew you were married, they knew you had kids, and that's still what they gave you, right? Okay.
He
Let's-
was not married then,
But you guys were together and had kids?
not when he started.
How old are your kids?
My child's 2.
You have 3 kids?
Austin has 2 kids, yeah.
Okay, so you had 2 kids that are older, so you would have at least been expected to cover those 2 children, okay? $1,100 is what they were giving him. Now let's look at Samuel's cost of insurance. Samuel's total cost of insurance is $1,332.
And that's
He would
based
not
on-
even be able to get coverage for $1,100
But
a
that's
month.
based
That's
on
why I
age.
got my kids on government insurance.
Right, which is available because you had no insurance at work. If you have
And-
insurance at work and make a certain
you
amount of
can
money,
make
you're
enough
not
money.
eligible to
Yeah,
get government
when we got married,
insurance.
his kids lost that coverage and I
Right,
had to
because you had a
add them.
dual income.
I had to add them. to the
Exactly.
insurance.
So now we're looking at real world
But
situations.
Samuel's is quite a bit higher because of his age.
Well, still, it's
Okay.
not enough to cover
No,
just
it's not.
Samuel. And the amount that he would have to pay is none. Even if I look at the amount for 2 dependents, let's say Samuel was married and had a kid, the amount that would be coming out of his paycheck is $36.58 at the 8.2%. He would owe more money if he had a stipend than if he just paid the 8.5% increase and had the deduction taken out of his check. There's no stipend in the world that's going to cover the amount of this premium. Now, additionally,
True, I'll give you that.
this is a group policy.
Right.
You're not going to go to Blue Cross Blue Shield, Cigna, or Preferred Health, or anybody else and get a premium as a family for this cost, because that's just you. You're not in a group plan. So that $2,198 that the city now pays is going to cost you $3,500 out of your pocket. And there's no stipend. There's no way we would agree to give a stipend for more than what we're already paying.
When I
So
was-
stipend is
when
completely out of the
When I
question.
was working at Galva, I did look into Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I could get 2 kids myself on there for $1,800 a month.
Okay, 18, but not 11, not what you were getting paid.
I will say though, only because I was here when the conversation happened
Mm-hmm.
with the employee that said, what about stipend?
Right?
So, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
because this is how it was when we got together, Austin worked somewhere that didn't offer insurance.
Right.
I worked somewhere that did.
Mm-hmm.
I could get a group policy through a company,
Mm-hmm.
and it cost me for the payroll deduction, my, 30% or
Right.
whatever, was $600 a month, let's say, because I don't remember. It was
Right.
$650 when I had myself and my spouse.
Okay.
If his job pays $1,000 stipend, that covers that
Mhm.
that $650
Correct.
coming out of my paycheck.
Correct.
So it is feasible for some people to receive a stipend.
If they have a spouse that has
and
a,
get coverage.
yes,
For
correct.
some people.
For some people,
Yes, for
yes.
single people, or like if the city doesn't.
Or
offer
like you guys
insurance-
work at the same
Right,
place,
Austin and I
obviously
do.
it's not gonna be a benefit to you guys because
But
you both
for
work for the
some
same
people it
place.
could.
Yeah, exactly. But then, like I said, it wouldn't save anybody any money.
I don't think it's a one or the other, it's an if or right? Like,
Because you're reducing your
can't-
group
You
plan.
can't do both. Either
You
you
cannot
provide
do both.
insurance
It's one or the
or you
other.
provide a stipend. I don't think you can do both.
You can't do both.
Or based on those reasons that she stated.
At 20%?
Up to 22%.
Oh, with this?
I will say, granted, they're not
The
running our
most out of a
business
paycheck is this.
or whatever,
What's that?
but I did reach out to Blue
And
Cross.
that's every 2 weeks? or-
Every 2
February 3rd. And I said, there's been a discussion about having an option for a stipend. Each employee would be allowed to decide if they want insurance coverage or a stipend. Is this an allowed reason to drop coverage? Would this be something you'd be able to change? Would removing members from our policy change any pricing for the remaining employees? This is an email to our insurance representative at Blue Cross. And her exact response is, you may remove an employee or dependent from the group policy even outside of the open enrollment period. To do so, please email us with the name of the individual whose coverage should be canceled, the requested effective date of cancellation, and a brief reason for the change. Once we receive the information, we'll take care of the rest. Please note, cancellations typically take effect on the first of the month following the request to cancel. So she did not say you
Okay.
can't have
That's
both.
because a policy
Because our policy
is
was
planned
set
for
in
a year.
January.
They cannot change your policy mid-year because it's a contract. When it comes up for renewal now and we say, we only have 2 employees now instead of 5 because the others took stipends, our
Would it
premiums
change
are
it?
going to go
Yes.
up because there's less people in the group
But
policy.
if you lose one person on there, before we were only paying for 4 people, now we're paying for 5, won't we kind of go roughly back to what we were
Well,
doing?
it depends on how many individuals you
Do you
have.
get what I'm saying though?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's obviously a range. If one employee insurance coverage is gonna be different than 20. 20 is gonna be different than 150.
And then
So that's why they set that contract at the beginning of the year, because they plan for that fluctuation.
And I do remember vaguely that when it was discussed last time, did you see the amount of people in the crowd from said pay or taxpayers that came to fight the insurance? And we have some people saying, well, I don't want my tax dollars to go into that, but did you see the crowd that came here? and
Because
fought
they
for
were
those people?
misled the whole entire time, and I will say that 1,000 times over.
I will
They
say-
were misled,
When I moved to town, that's when it was all kind of happening.
misled.
And the story I got initially was the city's taking away insurance from the employees. Like, it's not even offered anymore. It wasn't, they're gonna have to start, I was like, oh, well, that's bullshit. As soon as I heard it, I was like, that's bullshit. But then when I heard the real story,
There you go.
that they were going to have to start paying for their dependents' coverages, I went, well, that's what everybody does anyway. What are you talking about? I thought they were taking insurance away, not making them pay for their dependents, which they should already be doing
I mean,
anyway.
Exactly.
So
Honestly,
there was a
the-
lot of different stories going around.
Exactly.
But in all
Is
honesty,
my only point.
Yes.
and my point will be this, what was said and what was
Done are 2 different
No,
things.
yeah, what was implied and what was done were 2 different things. And I'm gonna learn from that lesson, because I don't want to go through that, don't get me wrong, but what was implied and what was done didn't follow what they really wanted to do, and it did cause a storm.
Well, I'm not gonna
Let's be
say that,
honest.
but I'm just saying, that wasn't the case at all. It was all like bull crap. That's all I'm gonna say about that. It's taken out of context and everything else. So,
Yeah, I heard multiple different stories
Exactly.
about it.
Okay, well, where we're at is, we talked about if anything was gonna take place, it wouldn't take effect until June. We're locked into an insurance policy at the end of the year,
Right.
okay? There's a lot of things going on at the federal level that could change the way the policies are structured, both good and bad, so we don't know what the outcome's gonna be.
Right.
okay?
And I think we start looking at some different insurance options like we did.
I
2 years
definitely
ago.
think you
Dave
should
had a
shop.
couple of, you had a couple of
Yeah.
suggestions for us to check into.
Because any savings, like, let's say we do switch carriers, any savings the city realizes on the cost of the premiums, the employees would directly realize as well. So what is 10% of this year's premium could be less money at the same percentage on another policy plan,
And
right?
it may
So
not,
it
All those
fluctuates.
guys.
it may go down next year, I mean, I. who knows?
Right, it
A percentage versus an amount would definitely be the way to go, because
Yeah.
percentages
Yeah,
allow
'cause
for
it'll
the
kill you.
fluctuation.
Yeah, so when
Either
there's a
way.
change, it's directly realized.
It would be a benefit to the employee and the city if you did a percentage, right?
Now,
If it increases, $10, that's across the board if you do a percentage. If it drops by 100, same thing.
Yeah.
You
If-
can't set an
if-
amount, it's gonna have to be a percentage.
it may come down to next year, we get a 10% increase on insurance, and we just tell our employees,
It's going to.
We
Not gonna
can't-
go down.
No, it won't.
Go up every-
We
Yeah,
just
okay.
negotiated ours at work, and it still went up.
I mean, it may come down to the point where we have to sit down and talk to everybody and say, look, we can't continue to absorb it.
No,
Okay.
and we can't, it's not fair.
But the
That's what
biggest
I
thing
said.
is that we want to take care of our
Call these
employees,
guys,
and
they
in the past,
manage healthcare for several municipalities.
I worked with a guy out of Pratt like this last time, but
I was also gonna, when it came time to start looking at the RHR group to see if they would give me the name of their company, because they go out and actually get the multiple plan options
That's these guys.
Co-op
with
thing,
different,
yeah.
with different companies, so that they can get the best bang for their buck.
and I had a guy out of Pratt do that
Mhm.
a couple of years ago.
Because it did
so.
reduce the price considerably.
Yeah,
right?
it did.
Yeah,
I-
so,
Jesse saved thousands when he went
Yeah.
to these people.
Okay.
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 So
Well, I
at
might
this,
reach out now and just see.
Yeah, it can't hurt anything.
No.
something else to consider, in the past, when it's come May, and it's reappointment time, and it's raise time, we typically went 7 to 10% on raises. Now, given the insurance change this year, we can nationally 3.5% is your standard.
Depends on what PPI index you look at.
Well, it's 2.5 is the COLA for, but 3.5 is what businesses generally use.
I was- Yeah.
So,
That's generous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our company does 3, and that's above the,
okay.
we use the
So,
2%.
so it's pretty safe to say that come May, we're not gonna be doing 10% pay raises.
I also mentioned the idea, I worked for the county for a couple years,
Yeah.
and something that they do that I thought was great, which granted it was my first full-time job,
Yes.
and it's the county, so that's good benefits, but, they did theirs on an opposite year basis. And the nice part about that, so every December,
Okay.
you get one or the other. And it's the same for every employee. So this December, every employee gets cost of living raise, and it's standard across the board, 2% or whatever.
Okay.
Next December, every employee gets Christmas bonus. You don't get both in one year. The nice part that I talked around about this, and it's just how I feel personally, but when you do a raise based off of performance in May,
Yes.
David Tripp just started on council. Is it fair that he gets to work with the employees for 3 months, and then he's like, they don't deserve a raise, they're lazy, or they've worked really hard these last 2 months because it snowed a bunch or whatever, let's give them 10%, and we're like, well, he didn't do anything for 3
but
months
that's why it
before
was
that.
changed to May.
Right,
Because the appointments start in January and it was the same issue.
but,
Do you
so my
remember
thought,
that? When
my
we had
thought
an
though is,
influx?
I do remember that.
if you go to the every other year situation, then you have new council starts in January, and in December, you give a Christmas bonus. Then you have a whole nother year before you do a pay raise based on employee performance.
Now, normally the 3.5.
I'm not saying that's right or wrong, I'm just throwing out there that that
Option.
could be an option, because, yeah.
Yeah, that's, the research I did came back with, you're right, 3 to 3.5 is pretty much standard. If somebody just outperformed, yeah, you're 3.5 to 5. You're 5 to 10 when you're getting into position changes,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So it's kind of a graduated thing. We've been pretty generous with our pay raises over the years.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to.
We're,
plan
we
that
also,
Where we're topping
we're
out.
also starting out at.
Yeah.
Well, but see, we want to make Canton a town that people want to come work for.
I agree.
okay?
Yeah, but they wanna come so they can drive on decent roads too. You gotta give them
Well,
something
I
to make them
know,
wanna
but-
come.
But,
You can't just keep giving, you know.
To counter that, my response to that, Mary, is gonna be, think about what's been done since you've been on this council. The previous councils, what was accomplished in this town? Virtually none.
You don't want me to answer that question right now, so I'm gonna be quiet.
You're welcome to put your,
Because
you
my
know,
whole thing is, you, like I said, I ain't answering that.
well, you've got grants that are going on, there's a lot of things that are happening that will take time to really,
Well, that's
to really
fine,
start
but-
seeing the effect.
But
But
there's
none
still a
of
lot of
that's,
other things that we need to worry about too.
there's a lot of things we need to worry about.
So my whole thing is we gotta start somewhere, people.
I know, but we
can't-
also can't get any of it
It's
done
not
if we.
sustainable for the
No.
city to continue in the manner. That's why I suggested like a
But
step-in
When we look,
plan, so it's not
But we gotta make
something all
a
at
difference
once.
with it. We can't just
and
a
when
little
we keep-
bit and
but when
then,
we
this-
keep tabs on
I
where,
mean-
This choice is not gonna make a difference
yes,
at all. It is going to stop the bleeding.
Yes.
Because we have a lot going on. This, right here,
It's
will not
pre-
make a
It's a
difference.
preparedness plan to acclimate employees to paying for their insurance.
Being
It's
responsible.
we don't
not-
start at the bottom thing. We start somewhere like in the middle. I mean, we don't start clear down at that 8.6. What
The
difference is that
8
gonna make in
No,
a
the
year?
8.6 is what she was iterating, is
You know what I'm saying? But I
that
wanna
was
see a
the in-
difference.
That was the increase.
I wanna see the difference, like
If you wanna
good
see a difference, then what we
you
need to
know.
do is go ahead and close all the accounts and not spend any
Yeah.
money. That's the only big difference you're
I
gonna
wanna
find.
say some difference in what we're spending
I
on
agree,
insurance.
but that's what I'm
I
trying to
will
do.
say, the
Yeah.
employee that brought up the option of a stipend, which this is not considering if the plan changed next January,
Mhm.
because of the change.
Right,
This is just this year, January to December.
Right.
I realize January and February is already over, but
right.
the option that was mentioned, obviously nothing is for sure, it's just an idea. If the city paid a stipend that's 50% of the current monthly insurance cost
Mhm.
for this employee, just so you know, it would save $16,788 a year, compared to asking employees to pay for dependents only saves $14,800. So it's it's a larger
But
savings.
that one employee contributes to 6 members of the group plan that we pay for, because I'm
Right.
sure it was Aaron.
I'm
yeah.
only
Yeah.
saying for this year,
Yeah.
as a
And I
year.
didn't even know she was back on it in October. Didn't even know. Because the last time I knew, Mark was paying for their insurance, then I don't even.
I didn't know either until that.
I mean,
that
that's
time.
just, I didn't even know until,
I mean,
January.
honestly,
But
I mean,
this isn't gonna change anything.
Yeah.
If it's not Aaron, and we hire
It's gonna be
somebody
somebody
else,
else.
has somebody
So-
else. It's
so here's the thing,
sustainable.
if you say, okay, well, we don't wanna lose our employees, we have a good group of employees, so we don't wanna piss them off, we don't wanna change anything, right? But nothing is stopping that employee from finding a different job 3 months
That's
from now
right.
and quitting.
That's
Now,
right.
guess what? Now, we haven't changed anything, so now we gotta hire this new person with the same stipulations that we've continued to make for the last 30 years. And you're still paying 100%, the insurance rates are still going up. So it's not that, I don't want any employees to take it personal, because it's really not personal. You didn't, like she said, you guys didn't make a decision to get this benefit. But whoever made the decision to set up the benefits in this manner did not think of the city's best interests when they did it. It is not financially
It's probably been that way back when
sustainable.
insurance was $50 a month.
Exactly.
It's kind of like if you wanna compare,
It was,
who made the deal to say, hey, fairgrounds, free water. You do
Exactly,
whatever you want.
exactly.
They
My
didn't
thing
look
is,
ahead
I don't
to
have a problem
30,000
with
but
that.
like I
gallons.
told them,
Employees'
we can't
insurance at all,
continue to do it that way just because it's always been done that way. We have to make a change.
you know, I have
So-
no problem.
I agree, the savings aren't substantial. But I feel like if we start somewhere, when we hire new employees, they don't have to get the same step-in option. They can start in at the plan we want to end at because they're a new employee. But for the employees that we have that we want to retain, let's try to do the best thing for both parties. So that when we get new employees, we can say, okay, if we made a decision,
I get it,
we
but
say,
this is
Yeah.
Canton, this is small community.
Right.
And I feel like we are paying out buku bucks
We
in
are.
benefits.
We are.
Versus any other town around here.
I don't know what everybody else pays,
A
but
million times.
I hope your new employee likes that.
likes what?
Well, they don't have to take the job if they don't.
That's right. And it's,
Likes
and no
what?
offense, Austin, but you're getting paid a good amount of
Elaborate,
money.
likes what?
I mean-
What's paying for their dependents insurance?
Okay.
Austin, everybody pays for their dependents
No,
insurance.
they
That's
don't.
one
Go
of-
to
that's-
any company.
That's
No,
one
I
of the-
guarantee you they
one of the
don't.
one
Nobody at
benefits.
AGCO pays for the.
Well, I don't care what
But
they're
you
doing at
think
AGCO.
me as a
90%
taxpayer
of
needs to
companies
pay
make
for
their
your
employees
family's
pay.
insurance? I'm just being
It's
honest.
Hey,
This is an exception, not a rule.
Mm-hmm.
So benefits are exactly what they are. Benefit, look the definition of it.
That's
It's
right.
not a guarantee.
That's
It is
right.
something given on basis, and it can be changed and taken away at any given point in time.
Exactly.
We are not changing anybody's hourly wages.
Exactly.
We are changing benefits that are available. And
Exactly.
again, go to any job. I've had many jobs in my life, many jobs, probably 10 times more jobs than you've had at your age. And every single one of them, I have had to pay for my health insurance.
Guess what?
Dependents.
Guess what? I'm sitting here as an employee, and this is the only job I've ever had that has paid for my insurance.
Where else have you worked?
No offense,
The county?
but he's making a
don't-
pretty decent wage.
I
Let's
don't
be
know why
real.
you're saying no offense.
I mean,
I
but
literally
she
just,
just agreed with you.
I
not
literally just
disagreed.
said I've always paid for my
Right.
health insurance.
Right, but I'm
you're
just
not
saying,
listening.
he gets a pretty decent wage. I mean, it's not like you guys are gonna be taking a big cut in anything. I mean, this is Canton, America.
I'm not
and
saying
the
we
wages
are,
we
but you're
pay
not
are
letting me finish.
outrageous. You know,
You're
it's
not,
just,
you're not even
I'm
letting me
listening
finish.
to you, Morgan, and I don't mean to be rude either, but I have no problem with paying for the employees' benefits. No problem at all.
I know, but Mary,
I'll pay top dollar on them. I don't care.
you've got to hear her out.
You know, I know what she's saying. I get it.
You
Yeah,
do?
like I said, this
You know
is
what
just-
I'm gonna say?
You
this-
don't.
No,
No,
Morgan,
you
I
don't.
Just go ahead and finish what you were going to say.
I have
please.
always paid for my dependent coverage when I was married and no kids. When I married Austin and picked up his kids on insurance, I've always paid a portion of health insurance. Every job I've ever worked at. I did not come here because the insurance was paid 100%. I came here because it's a block from my house and I can walk. It's in the town where my kids go to school and I can pick
And
them
I
up from
believe
the
that.
bus if I need to.
And I believe
I could
that.
help out EMS because it was agreed when I was hired that that would be allowed. I liked all of those personal benefits to
Right.
myself.
Right.
I don't have a huge, I'm walking out tomorrow because this is a discussion.
Right.
Now, if it was like, hey, we're dropping your dependent coverage 100%,
Yeah.
I might be like, okay, screw you too, and I might leave. But I'm not sitting here arguing that this isn't the best decision. I'm against it. I'm not paying for that, blah, blah, blah. All I'm going to argue is, hey, this employee said they would do a stipend, and it
It's gonna
saves,
save you more money than
it
doing
saves
that.
more money than changing the dependent coverage for all the other employees. I'm also going to print you this paper, which I already did, and David Trump
I think it's in
brought
those
it.
folders. still.
Yeah. And it shows towns with similar population as us, there's a significant chunk that they pay 100% of the single and 100% of the employee. Now, just because every city's jumping off a bridge doesn't mean it's right for Canton to go jump off a bridge. I'm not an idiot. I know that just because every place does it, doesn't mean that's what we have to
Places
do.
have changed though.
And then
But-
I
I'm
will,
paying for all that.
I will go back to this monthly cash reports for last year. We're running fiscally responsible. Okay?
And there's plenty of places we could cut costs.
Yeah.
No offense to anybody, but Lacey Het thought she needed a tablet to run the pool. It's been run off paper for every year,
Well, you don't
And
even
it's
talk
not
about that. I wasn't
expensive.
even-
but it's
We're also
$20 a
dropping
month,
about
and
over
it's literally,
$6,000 a month for our lawyer. I agree that there are ways that we
Sure.
can cut costs. And we
and I'm
can't
not
just do
saying
this.
do that instead.
And I guess that's what I'm trying to make my point. This can't be the fix-all. It
I'm not
has to
saying
be
it,
a
but we
combination.
gotta start doing it. I mean, we've let it get away. We've let it get out of
Yeah.
hand, in my opinion.
And the only reason Morgan and I say with the stipend with Aaron, let's just say we did that because we wanted to save. And this is why you don't make decisions based on individuals, you make decisions
Right.
based on a company.
Right, because if
It's
she
because
wasn't.
she were to quit,
Right.
and the next employee that we hired had 4 kids and a husband, we would still be paying because I guarantee they'll probably choose the 100% coverage.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So as a company or as a foundation, we have to make the decisions. Maybe one person could save us a couple $1,000s more, but it'd be like saying it's kind of like a discrimination, but
it
in a
works
positive
for
way
now.
to them, but it's not a benefit to the city, really.
And
Because it doesn't prevent anything from the future from happening.
Exactly, and that's the other thing that I do want to harden the fact is.
Yeah.
The other thing that we need to do is because we're getting the aftermath of decisions being made and nobody understanding the why. So what we need to get away from, because who's going to follow through with that when we're gone?
Right.
We ran into how many things more than anybody, but we ran into how many things like, I didn't know that had to be done. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know we had to pay that bill. We have to set a standard so that it's carried on throughout. So the roads are continued, the water's continued, everything is continued so that it's not an issue 10 years down the line and we've just created a bonfire.
Yeah, like giving Erin the stipend would be similar to just saying, you know what, we don't need 2 full-time clerks, we're gonna make Erin part-time again so she's not eligible for insurance, we can just save all that money. It's not a good business decision.
Well, my whole thing was not knowing, and
Yeah, I
everything
didn't
was
know,
fine with
yeah.
Mark paying their insurance, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't okay, and then nobody was told that all of a sudden we got $4,600 tacked on to the insurance. To me was
Per month.
crap, absolute crap that the rest of us didn't know, and I'm going to say that a million times over.
Well, and I understand where you're coming
You know,
from. At the
and
end of the
when-
day,
when the
you
first
can't
place-
tell her no.
When in the first place,
We're in a
she
lawsuit
was-
if you tell her
she
no.
was part-time,
Which is exactly
and
my
then all of
point
a
with
sudden it was full-time.
making sure we
and
have to
then all
make
of
the
a sudden we're
decision that's
okay.
gonna be
Yeah.
sustainable, not something that's just a Band-Aid that's gonna fix the immediate needs of one to save
Yeah.
money.
Right,
Well,
because down
back
the
to-
road, what's gonna happen is, trying to make that decision, are they gonna know what our thought was on one of our
Right.
doing or not, or it's gotta be stipend or insurance, and whatever,
And
the ultimate
Just
decision is what
personally,
it is.
like the stipends, I don't think cover the amount that it
They
costs
do
to
not.
go and get
Mhm.
They
a
do not.
fair plan. Yeah, you might find a plan, but your deductible's gonna
Right.
be
It-
shit,
it-
your
it-
copay's gonna be shit.
Yeah,
Your-
Austin and I looked when we first got
When
married, and it
when the
was-
company I worked for in Wichita was first bought by a company in California, they used an insurance company that was California based. Well, I took a promotion into their, so I was an electrical person working for an electronic company. A hardware company bought us. Now when I took my promotion, I went from the electrical side to the hardware side, which was California based. When insurance time came around, they wanted to switch my coverage to the California-based insurance because I was now under the umbrella of the hardware group. Well, guess what? That California-based insurance is only good in freaking California. The only place I could go and use my coverage was Hunter Healthcare Center, and it is the most ghetto healthcare center in Wichita you can find, and it didn't even pay 100% of the bill. So, trust me when I say you want to make the best decisions. I sent an email and I said, look, and it was going to cost me 3 times the amount of money that my current plan did, and I couldn't even go to my doctor. I called HR and I said, look, I don't know what happened, but what is this plan you sent me, because I'm on Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas. I live in Kansas, I don't live in California. Oh, well, you're under hardware now, so this is your plan. I said, well, based on this plan and the amount you're going to take out of my paycheck, I now don't have a raise, and I can't even go to my doctor. I can only go to the health clinic that I can go to for freaking free if I don't have insurance. And so then next thing you know, there's an email coming out from HR that says, all Kansas employees at the electronics group, regardless of moving, will be grandfathered into their insurance, because they realized after they made a quick decision, because they had just merged the companies, and I was the first person to actually switch from electronics to hardware, that they had made the wrong decision, And if I wouldn't have said anything, it could have gone on that way for years and multiple employees. So I like that you guys are giving ideas, but just keep in mind that it
I'm
has
good
to.
with all the ideas.
Yeah, me too. But it just has to be something that's sustainable in the long term, not something that's immediate like this.
So fortunately, we're early enough in the year that we can continue on with this discussion and hopefully come up with a workable plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Where I'm
And I
at
will
right
reach
now
out
is,
to what David sent.
Yeah,
yes, yes.
absolutely.
So it's something that's going to be continued to be worked on.
Something
Yeah.
else to look at when you do insurance policies, I don't know how this works, I haven't dug into it, I don't know enough about insurance, but The way our policy is written, if you sign up for health insurance, you have to sign up for dental. We have a current employee that has dentures and refused dental coverage. And I said, I have to sign you up.
Right, you have to have it.
So literally, I mean, granted, it's not gonna save 20,000 at the end of the year,
Right.
but if you could make the plan where dental is optional, you'd automatically save that for one employee every single month because they don't want it.
Well, we can't nickel and dime it.
Right,
The
no,
employees have
no.
not nickel and dime the choice to
Yeah.
not pay it, okay?
But also the other
You're
thing, like
right.
vision insurance, again, drop in the bucket. It's $7 a month for one person, and I think for family it's 21.
Yeah.
But guess what? You
It's
know why I checked yes? Because I was told, why wouldn't you? It's free. The city pays for it. Guess what? I'm the only person in my house that wears glasses ever, and the only reason I bought them is because they were cheap, and I paid out of pocket. I did not use my insurance.
Yeah, I've got 3 pairs
So
of glasses in the
making
last
those-
2 months online.
Making those, you know, you can pay for that if you want. It's
And
an
your health
option. Then
insurance is
one exam a year.
Yeah, ours is optional
And
at
your
my
kids
job.
get them at school.
Mhm.
Like, you know, again, it's not going to save a fortune per year, but it is something you could look at.
And I know
it
a lot
would
of
save some
companies
dollars.
are going to where that's an additional thing that it's medical
Mhm.
insurance, and then you have to choose a
The
policy.
add-ons, yeah.
Right.
I mean, we have a ton of add-ons through Bradbury now that were not there before. You know, death benefits,
Mhm.
vision, dental, they're all
Right.
add-ons.
And again,
They're
I know
not
it's
included.
minor costs, but I'm just throwing it out there
So-
that that's something.
We didn't come up with solutions, we got a lot more
We
questions
can't.
than we started with.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So can we
So,
not,
yeah.
like, when we give this benefit, are you saying that our employees cannot opt out of vision and dental?
No.
Is that just because
There's,
it's not a
we still have to pay
checkbox?
for it in the premium.
Vision, you can opt out of.
Okay.
Oh,
That is-
vision you can?
It's based, so when you are hired as an employee, they say, do you want health insurance or no? And you say yes or no. And then it's, do you want vision insurance, yes or no? But the way our policy is currently written, you cannot waive dental if you sign up
Okay.
for health. That's the only
So-
caveat there.
Basically, the vision is probably costing the city like $100
Yeah,
a
it's not,
year.
it's not
Like-
expensive, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I can all but guarantee
Right.
that every employee here would choose just to not pay for it because they don't need it.
Yeah.
You can buy Zenni glasses online
That's
for
what-
$50. Yeah,
Sydney,
and you could use your health
that's
insurance.
because my dog's taking
Get
my
an
$300
exam.
hair from the eye doctor.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
we have one more thing to get to,
yes.
okay?
Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you, Morgan.
Get some hot tea, girl.
Austin, the hustler.
You're up.
At the bottom, I see Brian Hometown Grasshopper 5,000 without looking at it. That's what'll give us trade in?
That's what he talked to me over the phone about today.
Okay, what's the $16,706?
That is the total with the mower that I have chosen with a few little accessory parts to make it a little bit smoother of a ride.
Is that with the 5,000 deductible? The 5,000 trade in?
No.
No.
Okay, so it'd be 5,000 off of the 16,706.
So which one did you choose?
Yeah, I had it highlighted, it didn't print with it. So it's the Hyperdrive
Yellow
Kawasaki
highlighter does not
FX.
print.
No. The Hyperdrive Kawasaki FX 1000, 35 horsepower, 72 amp.
72,
It's the
okay.
third one.
Oh, I
down.
kind of can see that it's highlighted a little bit. Like it's slightly gray if you tilt your head just
And
right.
then
Oh, I
we
see
were
that.
gonna
Oh,
put
and
the-
this one, right here.
We're gonna put the
Hitch.
hitch kit on it.
The hitch kit, flex forks, and then the
Michelin, K
Tweed
twill.
tires.
yeah, I see that.
And those are never go flat
Never
tires,
go
so,
flat.
Oh, those will go like
We
hard
have
rubber
this
ones,
in
those are
like that.
nice.
Mhm.
yeah.
Account thing, or is this coming out of general fund?
This is gonna come out of the special equipment, wouldn't it?
Special equipped.
Okay.
Okay. So what he's done is he's put a package together, and I've talked to him about it, and I talked with Samuel about it, and I said, yeah, you're not gonna get an air-conditioned cab. No stereo system.
Well, that's, but Samuel needs to be on it.
But
A lot more this year than he was last year. I
the
know he
70,
started, but.
Samuel and I talked about it, and with the 72-inch deck on it, it'll cut 20% faster.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What do we have now, 60 inch?
We got 60 now. And this does have a, what do they call that ride? It's got a suspension.
This one's different.
This one's different. It has some kind of suspension on it that, no, it is not a.
Or the add-ons make it a smoother ride.
And where
The add-ons
are
will
we
make it a
looking
smoother
to
ride with
purchase
the
this
flex
from?
forks. Well, this is technically coming directly from Excel to Hometown, and we're just, basically, Hometown's a middleman because we can't buy directly
They're
from
like a
Excel.
distributor.
And the MSRP is what we would normally pay. The contract price I'm getting because we're going through the Sourcewell contract. So we're knocking off $6,000.
And that's where we don't compete, right? The
Correct.
Sourcewell contract thing,
Yeah. And you're knocking $6,000 off a retailer going to.
just for that.
Okay.
And every accessory too, it looks like.
Yeah,
has a
every
discount.
accessory, you get a little bit of a
And
discount.
then
It's not much,
then
but
the
there's
5,000 is on top of that.
It's still like
So you-
20%, that's a pretty
So
big
you take the
discount.
5,000 and subtract it from the 16, and that's what I think our rough total would be. And I said rough because he hasn't came and looked at the grasshopper yet.
Okay.
So it
He
could
shot
go
me-
up. Or down.
It could both.
Or down,
All the pictures I sent him, he acted like that still looked like a solid mower. That he still needs to come look at it, listen to it, everything else.
They'd like refurbish and resell it or something?
And this has the flashing light kit on it to keep us from, no, this does not. Okay?
No, this exact mower,
Yeah,
minus this is a side discharge,
okay.
but I have this exact mower right now sitting on my lot at my house. It's available for anyone to look at. I will take it to the shop. It just got delivered right before this meeting. You can come look at the mower. It's rear discharge at my house. That's the only difference.
Does it have the buckets to collect? Or is it just mulches?
It's just
Okay.
mulches.
Yeah. And then the 60-inch hustler that we have will be our beater mower for doing up on the railroad tracks and the areas that aren't as desirable as, we use this one for the parks and better areas.
You got debris that can,
Ruin a blade
you know,
instantly.
some of those rocks they put out are pretty big too.
Well, what happened with it sounds like what happened with the 60-inch hustler we have is when it got dropped off the trailer a couple years ago, it twisted the deck and it doesn't want to cut right.
It did tweak it. We've got it really close back to level, but it's not
Still off a
there.
little bit.
So it doesn't do a fantastic job in the parks and.
So we have two mowers. One is trading in, we're keeping one for,
So Austin, can you go through what accessories you were looking to get as well?
it's these down here that I have to check.
It's the Flex Forks.
If you tilt your head sideways, you can see the gray
Flex
highlights.
Yeah, I am not. Flex Forks,
The hitch kit, which is like 5 down,
Got
roughly
it.
6, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have to do both of the Michelin X Twillies because it will do the fronts and the backs.
Because you
Which are the
can't, you
buttons?
can't do one or the other.
You
because-
can.
Oh, it will.
You could
Yeah.
do regular tires in the
Oh,
back.
but that's for the tires. You said the solid tires.
okay.
And that's gonna save us with tires getting slashed, flags getting in the
Yeah.
tires, having to
And we
have a
don't,
lot of downtime.
and we don't need a stripe kit because we're not in ball fields.
No,
Okay,
no.
so, yeah, but we are, let's see, there was something that helped deckware to put on top, what was that?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Is it
mean,
worth it for 300?
I don't think I'd put it on it.
Okay,
If we think that it's gonna cause problems later, we can always add it. But the thing is, it already comes with plastics on the side.
okay,
So, I mean, once those wear out, you just replace those. They're very cheap.
okay.
I don't think adding extras is beneficial.
So that'll be on the next one's agenda.
Will they come out before the next council meeting to tell us an exact amount on the
Just
trade-in?
hoping to come tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
It's a possibility for tomorrow, if not Monday.
Right, but before the next meeting for sure.
The side discharge on this one is bigger than what we have now,
Yeah, by a little bit.
okay? It's like 4 or 5 inches or something bigger,
I don't know the exact.
yeah, but it's,
Somewhere.
well, I
around
looked
there.
at the one we had over there and it was, yeah.
Yeah, it's like maybe yay big, and the new one's maybe like yay big or so. Something.
They're like 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, it's up to you guys to do whatever you want.
Well, we
So
did-
Morgan's already gone. Are we gonna put down to put this on the next agenda? Because
We
mowing
can put
season
that
is,
on there.
Right around the corner.
yep.
They said that it could take 3 to 4 weeks to get the mower in,
Which would
which
be
is
the
not
end of
a,
March.
it's not a problem.
Right.
I just,
If we put it off another month, you know what I mean?
But my assumption is as soon as we say, yeah, we're gonna trade that in, we want the other mower, they're gonna take that one, so we're gonna, it's not like we're gonna have that other mower for those 3 weeks, so we wanna do it probably as soon as possible.
Well, I don't, Samuel evidently didn't give it to you, but we talked about the 20% increase, cutting rate, fuel savings, there's a lot of things that we talked about. And over the course of a couple of years, it'll save us a few dollars. It's gonna cost money to start with, but it's not for nothing. So-
and I have had, this mower specifically, I've had all of the engineers at Hustler involved in this, giving us the mower that we need. Because we do have trailers that I would like to pull with this mower, and this drivetrain is the best drivetrain for those. As far as like spraying the parks, you know, we have a little trailer now that we pull around spraying the sewer plant, stuff like that.
Also,
And I think this mower will also save a little bit of time if we're just gonna, you know, drive it up to the sewer plant like I think we've always done. I don't know what they've done in the past, but I'm just saying, it drives 15 mile an hour, so that'll get you place to place a little bit faster. And this is
they used
not,
to trailer it out there, but that's how the deck got dead, because they came off the trailer sideways. So.
the only other thing that's not on the list, and it's just a food for thought for all of you, but I am working on, we have a bush hog for the skid steer right now. Don't know where to even use it, so I'm looking at potentially trading that in and getting I'm trying to think of a word for you, I mean, I'm just gonna say a Harley rake, and what it basically is, it's like a soil decompactor.
Is it the thing you drag behind?
No, it
No?
goes on the front of the skid
Oh.
steer. And that'll help us, like when we do some of these ditch works, you can take that Harley rake with the skid steer and go through and fine tune everything and make it look really nice. If we ever have leaks in yards, we can take that and smooth everything out, breaks all the clumps up. And I can work the sand streets with it in areas that if they're too hard or tight quarters for the grader, I can get that in there and rip the roads up and level everything out.
What is a bush hog used for?
Tall grass.
Oh, like
It's
to
like
hit
it's a
it with,
mower.
oh, okay.
I don't know, yeah,
I've heard of it, but I'm like, I don't even.
I just
catch
wanted you guys
tumbleweeds
to
with
know
it or
that's,
what?
that's what I'm working on, is just seeing what the price difference is. I don't know anything. I just know that the Harley rake we would use more, and it makes more sense to me to have a piece of equipment that we would use more versus just having
Yeah.
a sitting piece of equipment losing value every day.
The brush hog, the only thing I ever saw it used for was when they weren't maintaining the ball fields.
And they had to use it because it
And
was
to
too
get
tall.
3 foot tall, they
My neighbor
wanted to do
probably
that,
needs that, you
so.
might try to sell it to her.
Did Casey, did,
He's never used it, he never had anything out there.
yeah.
I think
Well,
it
that's
got
'cause he
used
mowed
once
the-
behind me
that's
on
'cause
the
he
lot
mowed the
that
ball fields
didn't
when
get
he was
mowed for a
supposed to.
while.
Well, Shane Kane might have used it, but my husband never used it. Never did that.
I've never
Well,
used
probably
it.
didn't let it get that tall.
Heck, no,
Yeah, yeah.
no. Those ball fields were
I
immaculate.
don't remember seeing it that tall.
Yeah. All right.
I just wanna ask you about the planning and zoning, so everybody else can
Well,
go.
Okay.
Are we done?
Uh,
Been fun.
And the next council meeting is my 65th birthday, so.
Oh, so
if
be
we can
gentle.
make it
Oh,
really sweet, so I can maybe go have a beverage.
We can call the meeting to order and adjourn for your birthday.
Just let's skip it, let's just skip
I
it.
am giving up a birthday for that.
And it's a milestone one too.